Hey, welcome on out to Monterey Stadium here in Janesville on the banks of the Rock River as we are getting set tonight for the Janesville Bowl presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress. Rich Reynolds alongside Sean Smith and Snuff. Big game tonight because one, it's a rivalry, and two, if either of these teams wants to go anywhere, they got to win tonight.
Yeah, it kind of falls into that old cliche. You know, both teams 1-3. We know from this conference, some of the teams didn't have winning records last year and still found themselves getting in the playoffs. So, yeah, but I would say this it's still relatively we're about halfway through the season, but it is a must-win game, and going to be interesting to see what happens. I have a friend that's the assistant principal at Parker, and she's always talking about how much fun the kids have, and it sounds like there's a lot of dress-up going on between kind of, a lot of fun picking on each other from the fans' point of view, and, you being a Bear fan, me being a Packer fan, we can certainly understand that, but we're hoping to keep it PG-13 tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. There's kind of like the stereotype of what Parker is and what Craig is, and that kind of plays out with the students. They have a lot of fun playing off of those stereotypes tonight. Both teams come in at 1-3. Now, Parker last year 4-6. That was a playoff season for them. Looking to build on it this year. Hasn't quite gone that way, although they do have a pretty exciting player in tailback DJ Vance.
Boy, is he really, really good. And I think he's kind of like the straw that stirs the drink. He's got over 400 yards so far, likes to find the end zone. So, yeah, first and foremost, they're going to have to stop Vance to give themselves an opportunity to win this ball game.
On the other side of the ball, hey, when you're looking at Janesville Craig, you start with their quarterback. That's Nick Kramer, who's having a pretty good season.
Yeah, 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. That completion percentage is close to 60%. Passer rating about 108 or so. That's about top 5 in the conference. So he can hurt you with the arm. He can hurt you with the legs. So I don't know if they're going to be spying on him tonight, but he can hurt you a couple of different ways.
Always a good atmosphere when these two teams play in a great setting for a football game, like we said, right on the banks of the Rock River here in Janesville. Crowd's going to be pumped. We hope you are too. I'm sure that Clayton Krieger's going to be pumped. He's the head coach of Janesville Parker. We'll have him next and chat with him about tonight's big game. That's coming up on the pregame show here at the Janesville Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Channel 57 Sports. Back on the pregame show here at Monterey Stadium as we talk now to the head coach of Janesville Parker, and that, of course, Clayton Krieger. In season number 2, first season, check it off, made the playoffs, so that's good. Second season, though, start out of the blocks at 1-3. Still time, though, to turn things around. It's got to start, though, tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a big one for us tonight. We have to get tonight. We have to win 4 of the next 5, and our kids were prepared this week, and I think we're ready to go.
So, Coach, how do you do some things to stop the other team's quarterback? It seems like he can hurt you a little bit with his legs, a little bit with his arms. Any game planning to stop him?
Yeah, I think Kramer's the best quarterback in the league, to tell you the truth. He's a great quarterback, senior leader. That's what we focused on all week, and our kids are prepared for him.
Now, how about on your side of the ball offensively? A lot of it goes through DJ Vance. Can you tell us a little bit about that senior tailback?
Yeah, DJ is a great athlete. We have a great quarterback, and we have a phenomenal line. We got a lot of beef up front, and we're going to rely on our line all game long.
And, Coach, talk a little bit about these rivalry games. It's pretty exciting. I got a friend that's an assistant principal at one of the schools, and she talks about the kids have a lot of fun, whether they're on the field or fans in the stands. Talk a little bit about the rivalry between the two clubs.
Yeah, it was a big deal when I was a kid here playing at Parker, but right now we just need to get another win looking for the playoffs.
Absolutely, and always a big deal, and we'll have kickoff. That is coming up next as you were watching the Janesville Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress right here on Channel 57 Sports.
We are down here on the sidelines of the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl, and the game is about to start, but first we are sneaking in an interview with the Janesville Parker varsity girls golf coach. Mary, thank you for being with us today.
You're very welcome.
And we appreciate it, and you guys are already halfway through your season. That is crazy.
It is. We start a month before school starts simply because of the weather and the daylight. So we started August 8th. And we just finished our regular dual meet season yesterday, and we finished second in our conference to Middleton, who were the state champs last year.
So is the team looking pretty good this year?
Yes, we have a very solid team. Unfortunately, a few weeks ago, our number 2 player got hurt, but she's back in the lineup just in time for our tournament series. We start conference next week, then regionals, sectionals, and hopefully state.
So how do you prepare for something like conference, for a team sport?
The biggest thing, golf, is the individuals have to go play, but they're their scores are added together for a team score. And so we do a lot in terms of positive thinking. And the girls go over and prepare on that course. They've played on that course before. It's a neutral course for all teams. It's Evansville Country Club, and that's next Thursday. And our hope is to really compete and be second for sure, and maybe give Middleton a run for their money.
And I know conference is first, just like you said, but ultimately you're hoping to go to state, the road to state. Now, how do you prepare for that big picture and also make those small steps?
Right. After conference, we prepare for regionals, which is at Oak Ridge Golf Course in Milton. And we're very familiar with that course. And so our hope is that we'll do well there, and the top 4 teams go on from there for sectionals. And at sectionals, they take the top 2 teams. And then the top 2 individuals that aren't part of the top 2 teams go on too. So if our team doesn't go, maybe some of our individuals will go, but we have the talent to go all the way.
I love it, and we wish you the best of luck. Again, Mary, the varsity girls tennis golf coach. Thank you for being with us.
You're welcome. Take care.
And we'll be back with more here from the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl right after this. We are down here on the sidelines of the A-1 Furniture and Mattress Janesville Bowl. This is your Dale's Heating and Air Sideline Report. And I am joined now before the game kicks off here with Kiki Rucker, and you are the Janesville Parker Palms coach. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
And now you guys have been getting ready. Homecoming is coming up, and that's always a really big event. How are you guys preparing?
We're practicing with the cheerleaders and using the band for halftime, and we're adding extra practices, and we're working really hard and trying to stay positive because it's really important to be positive during practice so you get a lot of work done.
Absolutely. That is always the key, right, to everything in life. And now I also hear that this is your first year as the Palms coach. How is it going?
It's going good so far. I mean, I kind of got thrown into it because I was hired in late, but it's been super fun, super overwhelming at times, but also really rewarding, and I'm really happy that I'm the coach.
What would you say is your favorite part about being the Palms coach so far and just being involved, in sports at the school?
Definitely halftime, because they're practice all week, and then they get to put their product out on the field, and it's a lot of fun.
Now, I always think that football and, and Palms, and it all comes together, the band, to make it really an experience. How vital is that role of the Palms team in really keeping the players motivated, keeping the crowd motivated, keeping the fans motivated, really?
Well, we're the halftime entertainment, so our main principle is to be entertaining, and I feel like they have fun watching us, we have fun doing it, and it's a give and take kind of relationship.
Love it. Again, this is Kiki, and you are the Janesville Parker Palms coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll have more for you here at the A-1 Furniture and Mattress Janesville Bowl. This is your Dale's Heating and Air Sideline Report. Stay with us. We're back down here on the sidelines of the A-1 Furniture and Mattress Janesville Bowl, and this is your Dale's Heating and Air Sideline Report, and I am joined now by Joe Dye, and you are the athletic director for Janesville. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much. I'm the athletic director at Parker High School, yes.
Perfect, and thank you so much, and I just want to take a second, too, to talk about sports this fall. Obviously, football, a big sport here. We're all here tonight for football. How's that team looking, and how about some of the other sports?
Well, I'll tell you what, our football team is a team that's in progress right now. We're 1-3, and I don't think any of those kids out there are probably happy to be 1-3. Our girls golf team is off to a phenomenal start. They broke their season or the single season scoring record earlier. Our numbers are the biggest that they've ever been in soccer, and so we're very excited about that because the bottom line is we want to create opportunities for kids.
Absolutely, and I really think that sports are so connected to academic success, and you can probably speak to that as well, that it builds strong leaders, strong teams, really in the school and community.
Well, and I think, as so long as, and Parker High School and Craig High Schools are big schools, and I don't care whether you're on their side of the river, our side of the river, the bottom line is this is an opportunity for kids to get involved, and whether it's in athletics or co-curriculars. Our buildings are great institutional situations for education, but they're great opportunities for kids to grow in co-curriculars.
Absolutely, and kind of building off of that, what would you say is your favorite part of being the athletic director over at Parker?
I think without a doubt, working with students and helping students to become successful, and then also helping coaches and being able to support them along the way. And then the biggest reward is seeing young people come back and be successful in the things that they're choosing to do.
Absolutely. You can't ask for more than that, right?
No, not at all.
Again, this is Joe Dye, and he is the athletic director over at Janesville Parker. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much. Thanks for covering the game.
Thank you. And this is your A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl with your Dale's Heating and Air Sideline Report. We'll be back with more right after this. We are down here on the sidelines of the A1 Furniture and Mattress Janesville Bowl with another Dale's Heating and Air Sideline Report. And I have two special guests with me now. I have Mike O'Brien and Mel Cushing. Thank you both for being with us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
And we are talking about some important stuff tonight. We're having this incredible dedication, really, to the press box. And so first I kind of want to talk to you guys about more about the details, you know, what's going to be happening tonight.
Well, these two gentlemen that work for our company, Dave Wiedeward and Al Fagerly, have put in their time on Friday Night Lights, a combined 82 years of reporting on sports, youth sports in the local area. So we just got thinking about this press box that they spend so much time in, and frankly, Mel came up with the idea, and we put it together.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, we felt like those two have given so much to the sports community. Dave was with us for 46 years, and Al, on the radio side, where I worked with Al, had been with us for 36 years, and Al just recently retired in January, so we thought, boy, this would be a great idea to dedicate the press box with their names. So here we are tonight to celebrate.
Just absolutely incredible, and just really cool to think of the impact, you know, that they've had on this community, and really just the amount of time they've been a part of it. And I want to add in too that you guys are with WLLO AM 1230 and WJVL 99.9 FM. Did I get it right?
WCLO.
Oh, I was so close. I was so close. And you know, sports reporting it's just such a big part of the community, and we really appreciate everything you guys do in supporting the community and being with us tonight. So thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you guys for being with us. And again, we're at the A1 Furniture and Mattress Janesville Bowl with your Dale's Heating and Air Sideline Report. We'll be back with more right after this.
All right, it's football time. It's high school football bowl series time, to be exact, and it's time to tailgate. Also, we're tailgating with Blow and Smoke Barbecue, and I'm joined by owner Robert Bishop, and I'm so glad to see you.
Hi, nice to see you too, Jessa.
Okay, you got such a great menu, but we're gonna focus specifically on great tailgating items.
Right.
So let's start with the food.
Okay.
Talk to me about what's here.
Well, let's see, we make all these from scratch. First of all, we have our deep fried mushrooms.
Oh my God.
We cook these in a little bit of beer with some fresh rosemary and thyme.
Okay.
Then we batter them, deep fry them, serve them with ranch, chipotle mayo, and our horsey sauce.
I'm a sauce junkie, so I love that it comes with 3 options. But also when you're tailgating, I love that you actually kind of marinate it in some beer, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
In
gosh.
Wisconsin, gotta have a little beer. And I'm
Yeah.
from Kansas City, so we know our tailgating. While you got the meat on the grill, you gotta have something to nibble on, little finger foods.
You've got it,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
So this is a great finger food for tailgating, and you do all kinds of wonderful things. So we got more. Let's keep. I'm gonna start
These are
sampling in a
buffalo
minute.
chicken cheese balls.
Okay.
It's we take chicken, chop it up,
Yeah.
add buffalo sauce, little mozzarella, cheddar cheese, cream cheese, batter them up.
Okay.
Delicious.
I
melt in
can't
your
wait
mouth.
anymore. I'm gonna start
Okay.
trying things while you walk
Yep,
me
so-
through.
okay.
But this one of my favorites.
Here we've got
Little
our
ranch dip.
homemade onion rings.
Okay.
Just a buttermilk batter, basic,
Mm-hmm.
just delicious. Everybody loves onion rings. These are our original cheese balls, and they're just they're basically the same as the buffalo, but without the chicken and the buffalo sauce.
Oh, okay.
Original, have a little bit of Italian seasonings in there. Do a little nice little zing.
I'll try them back to back for you
Okay.
folks at home and let you know. Can I dip this one too?
You
Is that
betcha.
okay?
You
know
betcha.
I like to dip.
Over here we have our these are our potato skins. Potato, just cut them up, deep fry them, with a little home fry seasoning, a little cheese and onion on top. Great for nibbling.
There's a lot of cheese items here.
lot of cheese,
You
yes.
know I'm a fan of that. But
Everybody's a
perfect
fan of
for
cheese.
Wisconsin.
Right.
And you got one more.
We got one more. These are jalapeno poppers. Take the jalapeno, cut them, deseed them. We fill them with a chipotle cream cheese, very spicy. Top them off with our homemade, our own bacon.
Oh my gosh.
And then you're gonna have to wash that down with a beer because these babies have a kick.
Yeah, you got a couple of great beers here. So you serve beer here as well.
You got beer and wine. These are from our neighbors right across the street, Octopi Brewing.
All right.
So we've had a great relationship with those guys.
You're buddies. You know why?
Yeah.
Because what goes better with barbecue
Exactly, yeah.
than a good ice cold beer? And with
especially when you're
tailgating,
tailgating.
too.
Exactly,
yeah,
yeah.
you got it. So you can tailgate with Blow and Smoke in a variety of ways. One is you're going to be showing, basically whatever football games are going on throughout the season.
Yep.
We'll have high school right here at Blow and Smoke Barbecue. You can come catch the bowl series here at Blow and Smoke Barbecue, and of course have some fantastic food. But you'll turn on the Packers and the Badgers, even though you're a Chiefs
betcha.
fan, right?
Oh, I just love football.
Absolutely.
Any game,
Football
all
fan
weekend. Yep.
and a tailgating fan yourself. Now, another thing I want to mention too, if you're tailgating, if you're having any kind of party for the summer, for football, what have you, you guys have some incredible catering.
Exactly.
And I think that's something to let folks know, because the catering is outstanding, a wonderful catering menu. The prices here are great. So talk to us a little bit about your capabilities with catering. How many people
What we can do anywhere from 10 to 2,000.
Oh my gosh.
If you need a party
That'd be
kind of
a
at the last
really
minute,
big
you want to
tailgate.
heading out to tailgate at the game
Yeah.
with the Badgers, give us a call. We can have some meat heated up and some sides. Take it out there and just say you cooked it yourself will be fine.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. I don't have 2,000 friends, I don't think, that would show up for tailgating. But if you're out there, hey, order a whole bunch and invite your friends.
There you go.
You'll
There you
make
go.
friends really fast. I love it. Well, this has been so much fun. What a great way to start the football game. I'm going to finish my cheese balls as we go out to break here. But Robert Bishop, Blow and Smoke Barbecue, come on out here. They're in Wanakee. It's a great short drive if you're in Madison, an easy drive for surrounding areas. Come here, watch the game, have some great barbecue, tailgate with your friends, and we just really appreciate it, Robert.
Well,
Thanks
thank you
so
so much, Jessa.
All right, we're getting into football. Stick with us. We're here at the High School Football Bowl Series. This is Blow and Smoke Barbecue's Tailgating.
And we are back out at Monterey Stadium, the Janesville Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress. Rich Reynolds and Sean Smith on site tonight. And it is, if we didn't talk about it during the pregame show, and I don't think we did, another steamy night here on a Friday night in Wisconsin. We haven't really gotten to that cool weather, hard-hitting stuff that you kind of like and associate with Wisconsin football.
Yeah, it's really got a nice crowd on here tonight, and I think there's probably going to be plenty of mosquitoes, as you said. Kind of hot, kind of muggy. Isn't that our state bird? Is the mosquito around here?
Especially now, and the amount of rain that we got, and there was a lot of rain in the area today. We're right on the banks of the Rock River, and you can kind of see it in the shot that's behind the Craig fans back there, and it's much higher this year than it was last year. And so, yep, there were mosquitoes down there on the field. They were kind of being pesky out there. Speaking of pesky, we got two teams that I think are feeling that way tonight, because both of them coming in at 1-3 need a win tonight.
Yeah, they certainly do. And you're not out of the playoffs, but if you lose tonight, you just might be pretty much out of the playoffs. So I know we talked to Parker head coach Clayton Krieger. He's excited. Ben McCormick, the head coach of Craig, both excited as well. And both these teams kind of hoping to turn things around tonight. And you can hear the crowd is fired up tonight, Rich.
Always in a rivalry game like this, whenever Parker and Craig meet here at Monterey Stadium, and they are going at it once again tonight. This year, Craig is the road team. They are in the all-white uniforms, blue helmets, and Parker, the home team this evening. Green jerseys, white numbers, black pants, and black helmets. And we are underway from Monterey, as almost a little trickeration here on the kickoff return, but a nice return down the near sideline. As taking the ball back is DJ Vance, of course, and we are going to see A lot of Mr. Vance here this evening.
Man, you're not lying. Watch him. Number 23, 7 touchdowns, 140 yards rushing per game, and 7 yards a pop. I think that's where it starts. They want to pound it, Rich.
Yeah, you take a look at Vance. He's got some quick feet right there in the Prairie Land Towing replay. He is the leading rusher in the Big 8, led the Big 8 in rushing last year. And like we talked with Coach Krieger, they're going to use those big linemen up front to pound away on that Cougar defense.
Absolutely. At quarterback, it's going to be Jordan Bailey, and they're going to hope to get him rolling. He's struggled passing the ball so far this year.
Bailey hasn't thrown too much. In fact, the leading receiver is Jaden Ellis, only has 2 catches on the season, and he leads the Vikings right up the middle and a blast forward, and that's not DJ Vance, but moving the pile ahead is Ed Jacobson on a big carry, and what is going to turn out to be a courtesy Ford first down.
6'3", 231 pounds. That's a big kid coming through there. You can check it out on the replay.
3-4 front being shown by the Cougars, and boy, Jacobson just blew through a hole right there, and the ball is going to rest now on the 39-yard line.
Looked like an Eddie Lacy spin move there.
There you go. The Vikings do love to run the football. In fact, no flanker or wideout. Now they are going to split a receiver out wide. That is Devon Thornton. And now they'll go 3 wide, and the give is going to be to Jacobson once again, straight up the middle, and once again room, and once again plowing forward for a courtesy Ford first down is Ed Jacobson.
Yeah, wow. We expected to see a lot of Vance, and we didn't hear so much about number 39, but it looks like he's going to be a big part of the game plan today, Rich.
DJ Vance now checking into the game as Ed Jacobson is bowled forward here for 2 carries and 24 yards. That's a good start for Jacobson and the Vikings on their first drive of the night. Settle in as we should have a nice competitive game here this evening. 2 first downs already on the drive. They give to Jacobson once again, and he does not like to go down on initial contact.
Tell you what, Jared Costello, number 47, with a tackle there, 5'11", 175 pounds, and that was a bit of a war of attrition, but the defender ended up getting knocked back a little bit there, Rich.
3 straight carries, that is, for Jacobson. 2nd down and 6 coming up. And again, you could hear them, these Vikings fans, in full throat this evening. They're a loud, boisterous bunch.
Yeah, loud crowd, loud band. Hopefully we get a good one for the fans tonight.
Good shot right there of the Vikings line on 2nd down. Coming up now, the give's going to be to Vance. All eyes on Vance, and it doesn't matter. He scoots in the middle, breaks the tackle. Touchdown, DJ Vance. 22 yards, and the Vikings strike first.
That's going to be his 8th touchdown of the season so far. And yeah, boy, a couple of missed tackles, and then just ran away from everybody to the goal line.
Wow, the Vikings came out and made that look really simple on that short drive. Good kickoff return by Vance, and the Vikings take advantage of great field position, knock in 6.
It's kind of that old school pound the rock mentality, kind of how football used to be.
Absolutely. Kick is up and good, and less than 2 minutes in, it's a good start for Parker. It's Parker 7, Craig nothing. You're watching the Janesville Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. And we are back, and yeah, I'm kind of talking to the producer in between. You know, they're talking about cool camera shots, and you saw it right there. The sky is gorgeous tonight.
Yeah, I love the purples, I love the pinks, and pretty green on the field right now. We'll see if we can bounce back, and Craig can even things up here.
Take a look at that in stunning HD here on Channel 57. Absolutely awesome. Of course, our Football Bowl Series being brought to us by A1 Furniture and Mattress. Thanks out to Paul Canarello, the good people over there at A1 Furniture and Mattress, your premier mattress and furniture store. All right, so the kickoff now, we'll see if the Cougars can answer back. They're going to have good field position for themselves as they'll start near the 40-yard line and call on their leading offensive weapon. And that, of course, is senior quarterback Nick Kramer.
Yeah, Kramer can hurt you a little bit with his feet. He can hurt you throwing the ball as well. 6 touchdowns, 2 picks, close to a 60% completion percentage there. So, man, pretty darn good. And you heard from the opposing coach. He thinks he's the best QB in the conference.
And we'll see if he can show that off tonight as we take a look at the first down and the lines for the Cougars there. You see their fans across the way, their student section out in force tonight here at beautiful Monterey Stadium. Great night for a football game after rains really kind of washed the better part of the day away. And the give is going to be inside. And we'll see who that was on the carry as they give the ball that time to DJ Sweeney. Sweeney, their leading rusher, and he gets a short gain. We'll call it 3 on first down.
Yeah, you averages about 6 yards a pop, 5 touchdowns on the season, and 109 yards per game. Does have some ball security issues from time to time. He's put a couple on the ground so far this year.
And that is something you cannot afford to do in almost any game, and especially not a rivalry game. Don't want to see that. So 2nd and 7 coming up for Kramer and company. 1 setback. Now he's going to get a second one as the give is going to be up the middle to Sweeney again. And he is knocked back. And look at that big mass of a defensive lineman there in big number 76, Juan Harris.
Yeah, he's just a little guy, 6'3", 395. That's 395.
395.
Yeah, not
Wow.
295, 395.
Wow. That's a lot for an NFL guy to move in the middle.
Reminds you a little bit of Aaron Gibson that played for the Badgers back in the day.
Remember the helmet that Gibson used to wear?
It was especially made, I think.
Yeah.
His pants probably, too.
Unbelievable. So 3rd and long now. Kramer play action, rolling right, running out of time, and right through the hands of Uriah Williams. Boy, oh boy, that pass wasn't that far off. Williams could not make the catch. Then it's going to bring up 4th down, and most likely the punting unit here coming out for the Cougars.
Yeah, and Parker looking to hopefully build on that 7-zip early lead here in this great rivalry game on Friday night at Monterey Stadium.
Yeah, Williams right there. I think he heard some footsteps as the safety was bearing down on him on the play, and that was Jaden Ellis. So our thanks tonight to Courtesy Ford in Sauk Prairie. Dale Hicks and the team. Courtesy Ford, your new truck destination in Sauk Prairie. Low line drive punt, and it's going to bounce and take a good Craig bounce inside the 10-yard line and down at the 9-yard line. So we'll see what Parker can do when they come back here. And why don't we keep it right here? Let's keep it right here and talk about the MVP award that we're going to be giving away a little bit later on. It's presented to us by Libertarian Phil Anderson, running for Senate here in Wisconsin. Phil proudly showing his support for youth athletics and humbly inviting you to support his efforts to represent you in the Senate.
Yeah, and last week when we were in Evansville, Albany, boy, the MVP kind of chose itself because that number 30 was all over the place. We'll see if somebody stands out like that tonight.
Yeah, it was kind of cool on the sports news then. I was able to have Chase Katzenmeyer on, a couple of his friends as well. And so, yeah, it was kind of, 2 days after the game and to talk about it. And he was definitely in high spirits as well. They should be. That's a good football team in Evansville.
That was a dominant performance.
So 1st and 10 after a couple of first downs on the first drive and a long touchdown run to give us up the middle. Look at that. Jacobson with room to run. Breaks the tackle. He's out across midfield and a big run for Jacobson of 42 yards. And man, oh man, has Parker dominated in the early going on the ground.
Orlando Fenderson, the only person stopping him from getting in the end zone once again. Man, all the way past midfield.
An impressive start and a 3rd Courtesy Ford first down for the Vikings. And yeah, Coach Krieger made no secret about it. They're going to run the football tonight, and they've come out doing it well.
Certainly. That first and foremost is kind of an old school mentality, but why pass if they can't stop the run?
Absolutely. As the Cougars now have got to bite down on defense. The pitch to DJ Vance, who's going to take it to the 45 and get knocked out of bounds there on a short gain for DJ Vance, the leading rusher in the Big 8 Conference.
And number 31, number 23 helping out on the tackle there on the sideline.
So 2nd down and 7, they'll actually give him a gain of 3. Our thanks, by the way, to Kirsten Goggin, Dane County's premier realtor, that is, thanks to Century 21 and KJSellsMadison.com. I'll spit it out.
Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. It's early, buddy. It's early.
Got to warm up the vocal cords here in the mouth. I think it's more the mouth more than the vocal cords at this point.
No comment.
Yeah, second down. And it's a fumble. Nobody there in particular as Bailey went back, handed it off to nobody. The ball got knocked around and a big turnover for the Cougar defense. Man, did they need that.
Yeah, they certainly did because the momentum was totally going the other way, and they were hoping to go up 14-zip, but no, get the ball back, and now the blue and white side of the stands is fired up as well.
That'll definitely help. Speaking of fired up, Blowing Smoke Barbecue in Wanakee. Yum, yum, yum. Proudly supporting high school athletics. They specialize in Kansas City-style barbecue. Check them out, Blowing Smoke in Wanakee.
Got me hungry, Rich. Thanks.
Burnt ends. Love the burnt ends from there.
Mm-hmm.
So 1st and 10 now after a 3-and-out for the Cougars on their first possession. Going to try to give it to Sweeney. No, keeping it on the play is Kramer, and a nice little option play and some positive yards on 1st down.
And a whole host of green jerseys teaming up on the tackle there as they approach midfield.
As we check out the Prairie Land Towing replay, and boy, I'm always amazed how much you could actually see in HD like this. Great job by our camera crew tonight. I think that's camera 1 in Colton right there. So nice job, man. Looking good tonight. Look at that shot on the sidelines. You check out Coach McCormick and the rest of his Cougars there.
Yeah, boy, he was focused pregame. I asked for a couple of minutes of his time, and he said, I'm coaching my kids. We got a rivalry game.
That's the first time we've had that happen.
Yeah.
That's all right. He was focused as, once again, it's going to be Kramer on the keeper, and I think he just did stretch across the 45, and that should be good enough for a courtesy Ford 1st down.
Yeah, Captain Anthony Vargas with the Parker tackle there.
So a nice job by Kramer. Kramer can do some running in his own right. Pretty athletic kid is the senior. So the Cougars have their first down, and we got a timeout over on the field. Gives us a few minutes to tell you about our sideline reports, which are brought to us by Brian Olson at Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning, putting your comfort first. And we could actually use some of that air conditioning up in the press box here tonight.
Yeah, it's a muggy one. It's a full house up here. Everybody's excited for this contest between Parker and Craig.
Couple radio stations up here. We're up here. All the coaching staff up here. Yeah, definitely a packed house. As it is 1st down and 10, the give to Sweeney. No, Kramer will keep as they keep running that option. And Kramer right now is starting to be a targeted man by that Viking defense. Short gain on the play.
Certainly. We'll see what happens here. 2nd and long.
Well, at least for Craig, if nothing else, they've been able to stem that tide. You could kind of feel that momentum has shifted big time in this game.
Yeah, you know, last week it didn't take long for that momentum to go one way, so we're hoping we got a close one tonight.
It's amazing how much momentum really plays a factor in football games, almost more than any other sport.
Certainly.
This time the pitch off to the left side, and not much there once again. Good defense as at the point of attack. Seems like so far the Vikings have been very stout.
Certainly number 19 and number 31 in the bottom of the pile there making the tackles for Parker. It's Kyle Fuller and Frank Deaton.
So short gain, going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, Deaton's got 2 numbers on the roster, which is kind of interesting. You don't see that very often. He'll go with 31, I think that's, and then I'll go with 61 at times also.
Yeah, you never see that. I don't think.
Yeah, I thought it was a typo.
Is that even legal?
I don't know.
3rd down and 6. See if we can get a pass out of Kramer. He is going to run play action, rolling right. Is Kramer looking for a receiver and has a man? No, they're going to wave it off. Incomplete, as it looked like he had Sweeney out there on the right sideline, but the pass is going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like number 9, Sam Garvali, I hope I'm saying that correctly, or somewhere close, making a nice play there towards the sideline.
Check that. I don't even think it was. I think the intended receiver there was number 40, if I'm correct, and that is the leading receiver in Luke Malminger.
Yeah, he's got 4 touchdown catches and averages 14 yards per catch. He's number 40.
So Kramer off the mark on his first couple of passes on 4th down now. Hey, Coach McCormick's going to roll the dice at the 40-yard line of the Vikings.
Wow, he's not lying. He's focused.
Going for it here. Just over 5 minutes left in the first quarter this time. Rolling left. And now settling back. Kramer, ball is tipped as he tries to throw. Falls incomplete. And a turnover on downs as the Viking defense is able to hold.
And the Green fans over here supporting their home team, Parker, very excited to get the ball back and real good field position. A little surprised they didn't try to pin them deep on that one and punt the ball.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially Kramer started off 0 for 3, so not playing the field position game. So starting at the 40-yard line on their 3rd drive now, come the Vikings, and the way they've been ripping off yards on the ground, kind of expect they're going to go back that way.
One would think.
Out of the I formation, tight end comes to the near side, and the pitch is going to go to Vance. Off to the strong side of the formation, across the 40, buries his shoulder, and bowls ahead for 3.
Yeah, number 9 in there making the play. That is Tegan Christensen, as well as some of his other buddies here. So check on the replay.
Wow, DJ Vance not afraid to lower the shoulder. He's got speed and he's got quickness, but also a little bit of power when he's got to show it off.
I love that. Kind of like Walter Payton's sweetness back in the day. He wasn't going to run out of bounds. If you're going to stop me from running, you're going to pay for it.
He never ran out of bounds. People never believe it until they watch some of the highlight reels, and he just would not run out of bounds.
One of my all-time favorites.
Absolutely. 2nd down, we'll call it 8 here, as Bailey is going to give to Vance. Or no, check that. That's not Vance. As popping through the middle there, thought it was going to be 23. That's a 21, and that's Seamus Murphy. So Murphy's first carry of the night, and he gets a few yards. That is across the 45 to the 46.
Junior, 173-pounder, 5'11", plays running back as well as linebacker for their club.
Quick little hitter there, gain of, we'll say 4. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4 now. 2 wide receivers this time for Bailey, although he still might not be throwing the football. Tries to get the Cougars offside. Instead, he's going to pitch to Vance. Vance has just a little bit of room. That's all he needs as he gets near the 1st down. Going to depend on the spot. It looks like that official on the far sideline has it just shy of midfield.
Seth Glissendorf, number 43, with a tackle there. He's a big kid, 6'3", 175 pounds. Yeah, let's see on the replay. Boy, it's going to be close.
Wow, and you look on the replay, and it looks like the ball was in Vance's left arm and was actually right on the 50, and he did not get a favorable spot at all.
I think I'd agree with that one, Rich. Looks like he had at least another foot or 2 on that, I thought.
Yeah, no benefit of replay on the high school level, so it's going to bring up 4th down and a short one, and hey, if the Cougars can go for it, the Vikings can too, and they're going to go for it right at midfield, and they're going to give it to Jacobson. Jacobson, a 1st down and more across the 50 to the 48-yard line on the 4th courtesy forward 1st down of the night for Parker.
Love these rivalry games. I mean, come on, we're just a few minutes into this bad boy, not even the 2nd quarter, and both teams have already went for it on 4th down. I like it.
Absolutely, you got to love it. And the other thing, too, is we're starting to see here a full moon here at Monterey Stadium tonight, and it's got kind of like this orangish glow to it. Just a really cool setting for a football game here.
It really is. Is that a harvest moon they call that, maybe?
I think that is, yeah.
Nice.
Good call.
Hey, I saw something on Facebook this week.
It's where everybody gets all their information from.
Right? Accurate or not.
Back to the game, Vance refusing to go down. Finally is swarmed under as he makes it to the 45 on a gain of 3.
Yeah, there's a gaggle of tacklers there, including number 46, Kyle Krieger for Craig.
It's a gaggle of Cougars. I don't know if they call it a gaggle.
I think I might have got that from, I almost was late. Did you have any problems with geese here? There's like a million geese. I had to walk through
There
the
are a
parking
lot
lot.
of geese, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't attack me, so I didn't, so that's good. I didn't get goosed on the way in.
Yeah, it's still early, though, Rich. Still early.
2nd down and 6, we'll call it. Dropping back now is Bailey. The left-hander surveys the field, throws it long, and overshoots his intended receiver on the play as he was looking long for Sandy Toyer. And That just overshot everybody. Good time, at least, for Bailey in the pocket, but that pass too tall for Toyer.
It seemed like maybe he kind of cut off his route a little bit there and slowed down, didn't it?
Yeah, and it also seemed like Bailey might have thrown a little bit behind him as well. So, yeah, one of the reasons you look at the stats, and sometimes it kind of tells the tale. And the tale basically is that Parker's not been able to pass the ball effectively here this season. So now on 3rd and long, the give's going to be to Vance, and he'll get a first down and then some. Up ahead to the 30-yard line on a pickup of 14 and a courtesy Ford first down.
Yeah, that's not 3rd and long for Parker, that's for sure. He doesn't get 140 yards rushing the game because he's not talented.
Already off to a good start as nearing 50 yards is DJ Vance, 6 carries and 48 yards. That's not too shabby. 8 yards a pop, you'll take that if you're the head coach.
Certainly.
So 1st and 10, they're going to give it to Vance again. He's going to try the left side, and he's going to go untouched for first down yardage and more. Breaking ahead at the 10-yard line, spins out of a tackle, and pulls his way into the end zone. Touchdown! What a run, DJ Vance!
That was beautiful, and you know what? This is something you don't really see from running backs a lot of time at this level. Look at the patience to wait to see where he should go with those blocks. Man.
And forget about arm tackles. No one's been close to arm tackling DJ Vance down tonight. I know we saw him last year and he had a good game, but we're seeing, I think, more power from DJ Vance this year than last year.
Yeah, he looked darn good there, I'll tell you that much. Goodness gracious.
Unbelievable run as a little bobble on the snap. That's going to cost the Vikings, as we saw that last year, a couple of missed extra points in this game kind of was the difference, but this time it's going to come at the expense of the Parker Vikings. That's all right. They're feeling pretty good. 13-0 Vikings. You're watching the Janesville Bowl presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. Hey, we haven't had a flag yet. I'm not complaining about it. Someone who might be, though, would be O'Reilly Auto Parts. They bring us the penalty flags, and they've been helping perfectionists for over 50 years. Better parts, better prices every day. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Well, if it helps out our sponsors, I'll run out there and see if we can get a 12th man on the field flag.
There you go. Hey, they've been getting a lot of flags the last few weeks that we've seen. There were over 20 of them last week alone.
We don't have any kissing bandits. Remember Morgana in baseball?
I loved her.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Who didn't? So Craig now down by a couple of touchdowns, trying to get one back here. Nice return as bursting out into the open on the play is Nagobi Jacob, or Jacob Nagobi. Why don't we go that way with it? As I'll get my first and last names right, as Nagobi across midfield, and a nice return. Good field position for Craig.
Yeah, Alonzo Velazquez stopping him from getting any more yardage there, but man, great field position. Can they capitalize?
By the way, coming up after the end of the second quarter, we'll have the halftime show. It's brought to us by Lexus of Madison. Visit Lexus of Madison and engage in the Lexus experience. Also, by the way, guys, every time we take a timeout, it's brought to us by Northern Tool and Equipment. There's no problem a little horsepower can't solve. Northern Tool and Equipment. Over 40,000 tools, or visit northerntool.com.
I don't know what they put in your buffalo wings or your kebabs, dude.
We got to talk about that as DJ Sweeney going nowhere fast. And a nice job and a good tackle by Sam Garvoil. Hope I said that right.
Yeah, you know, I said it totally different. Hopefully one of us is right.
One of us has got to be right. What did you say?
I don't even want, I think I was a major hack job on that one. We'll go with Garvoil.
Yeah, okay.
So it reminds me of Gargoyle.
I like it. Yeah, you brought up the kebabs. Thanks to Texas Roadhouse of Janesville. Had some steak kebabs tonight before the game. Absolutely fantastic. Texas Roadhouse of Janesville, legendary food, legendary service. They also had something to do with a legend, Willie Nelson, which I always love about the Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's a fun place if you've never been there. Great food, too.
Absolutely. Don't go if you got a peanut allergy, though. I think it's one of those places you might want to avoid. They still do the peanut shells on the ground?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, whenever I hear that, though, it reminds me of a place called, remember the Ground Round?
I do, yes.
Yeah, I'd go there on Sundays with the family when I was a kid and had the balloon animals made by the clown with the big feet, and he'd step on your peanut shells.
Yeah, they used to run like on TV, like old like Three Stooges, Little Rascals movies that would be up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
If I was one of the Three Stooges, I would have been Curly, for sure.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think he would have been Mo. That's a compliment,
I would
Rich.
take Mo. Yeah, I was hoping you weren't going to say Shemp.
Shemp was the funniest.
As we go back to live action and close to a first down, as on 3rd down and 8, the Cougars elect to run the football. They're going to pick up 7 on the run up the middle by Sweeney. So that's going to bring up another 4th down situation here, and another decision for Coach McCormick. Got to figure if he went for it the last time, we'll probably see him go for it again.
Certainly, he might have a little bit extra time to think about it here.
End of the first quarter, 13-0. Parker leads in the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl. Let's send it down to the sideline as we have the girls standing by. I think we got Janet down there right now. Ladies, go ahead and take it away. All right, why don't we do this? The ladies aren't ready. Sometimes ladies aren't ready on time, so that happens. So we give them a couple extra seconds. Now we'll send it down to Janet on the sideline. Take it away, Janet.
That's right, guys. We have a Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning sideline report for you. With me, I have Diane Jacobson. Now, don't let this unassuming face fool you. This is an important woman right here. She's not only important to the football team tonight, but all the teams here at Janesville Parker. Diane, thanks for joining me for a few minutes here. Tell our viewers who you are and what your position is.
My name is Diane Jacobson. I am the current president of the Parker Athletic Booster Club.
Not just the current president, but you have been active with the Booster Club for how long?
35 years.
That's 35 years of support to all of the teams at the high school here. Now, you wanted to talk about a special night coming up. It's called Trivia Night. Tell me a little more about that.
We're going to sponsor a trivia night. It's to raise money for all of the sports here at Parker High School. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's our first night of trying it. It's going to be held right up at Parker High School on February 11th. So keep that in your mind. There will be a lot of information coming out about it.
Is that a little play on words? A lot of information at a trivia night game, too. All right, so we need to talk about where all this money goes. Tell me how it works. How do you decide how to spend that money, and where have you spent some of that money recently?
All right, the coaches asked to come to be on our agenda to be at the Booster Club meeting. They present to us something they would like for their teams. We take it into consideration. If we have the money, we'll gladly buy it. We have bought mats for the gymnastics team, a wonderful timing system for swim, scoreboard for the basketball team, uniforms for soccer, and uniforms for tennis, just to name a few. And we maintain the wrestling, the weight room.
The weight room.
Yeah.
Need that weight room for sure. All righty. Well, thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you. Important woman right here. We'll be right back with more. Thanks for watching CW57 Sports.
And thank you very much, Janet. While we were away, a 4th and 1 converted by the Cougars. So they're 1 for 2 on 4th down. That was a big one right there as the Cougars going back to the ground right now. And we're going to see our first O'Reilly Auto Parts flag of the night. As DJ Sweeney were trying to gain some tough yards there, could not get away from the defense. Wouldn't have mattered anyways. I think they're going to bring this one back.
Yeah, Eric Schumacher with a relentless tackle. He would not let go.
So we'll take a look at what the call is here as O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day as we take a look at our official making the call here tonight. And as I probably thought, I thought it was going to be a hold. He went away from that and said, no. We're going to call it a chalk block.
Okay, it works.
You chop block somebody, that's bad.
No.
That's what I've learned.
No, people's knees don't care for that too much.
Yeah, that's not so good.
Especially the big fellas.
That's a big one. That's 15 yards marched off against the Cougars. By the way, right before we went to that sideline report, I might have said something that was borderline sexist. I apologize to nobody. So there you go. Just
I didn't catch it, and I'm not sure if that means you didn't say something or maybe I'm in the same boat. I'm not sure.
I'm a crazy old man, and I just, it's the time I was born in. It's going to be first down and 28, actually, for the Cougars. Down 13-0. Boy, that hurts on that penalty right there. as now we'll see if quarterback Nick Kramer and company can get it back. Kramer's still looking for his first completion of the night. Instead, he's going to try and run the ball again, and he is driven back with authority by Eric Schumacher.
Yeah, that's a couple of plays and just a couple of the last couple of players by Schumacher. Boy.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that early on in this football game, the point of attack and both lines have been dominated by the Parker Vikings.
Yeah, certainly, and the scoreboard certainly reflects that. 13-zip in quarter number 2 against Craig.
Last year when we were here, we did this game. It seemed like a much more even matchup. This year, Craig only bringing back 19 seniors in total on the team, so you lose a lot of experience that way, and it's been showing in the play, especially on the line so far tonight for the Cougars. On second down, Kramer dropping back, hands the man over the middle, fires it in, a nice throw there into Malminger. He gets his first reception of the night, and it's going to get him back to the original line of scrimmage. Pickup of 17 yards in the first completion for Kramer.
Number 9, Sam Garboyle with another tackle there.
So 3rd and 10, we'll call it, maybe 3rd and 12. That's about as good as you could hope for when you're starting off at 1st and 28.
Yeah, at least they're going the right direction, correct?
So Craig, they got a couple first downs tonight, still looking for their first points. They are in Viking territory for the second time tonight. Kramer now taking a look at the defense, just has one wide receiver split out left. Running back in motion, play action. They're going to do the end around to Williams, and a nice job of staying at home and staying put by Kyle Fuller.
Yeah, real nice job right there. Fuller not fooled whatsoever.
Yeah, that's one of those plays where it all hinges either on that defensive end or that outside linebacker. Is he going to contain? And Fuller did. He stayed home, and a coach loves to see that when a defensive player stays home.
Because it's really easy to, get overzealous and want to go the other way. I mean, you'll even see that at the pro level.
Yeah, on the high school level, I played defense, and that was something I struggled with all the time. You always wanted to make the big play, follow the ball, strip and make a big hit. All of a sudden, it's like, I'm out of my position.
And the coach says, take care of your responsibility first and foremost, right?
Absolutely. There's a Northern Tool and Equipment timeout. We'll be back with 4th down as you're watching the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl on Channel 57 Sports. I think in the business they call these establishing shots. They kind of tell you where you are, and take a look at that setting here tonight at Monterey Stadium. That's where we are. Rich Reynolds along with Sean Smith, and it is a rivalry game. Of course, those are the Parker fans. You see how they're dressed. They're the farmers in the group. So they're enjoying playing up that stereotype and enjoying the scoreboard so far tonight. 13-0, 4th down and 11. And we'll see if Coach McCormick and the Cougars are going to go for it again. They've already gone for it twice, and they've split on their 2 4th down attempts.
It seems like that temperature's dropping a little bit, too. It's not quite so muggy. I probably don't smell as bad now, do I?
I couldn't smell you earlier, so.
Thank goodness. Good for you.
That's good. All right, we got 4th down and 11. I formation for Kramer and the Cougars going for it on 4th down once again. Dropping back, rolling right. Kramer pressure coming. Look out as he gets rid of the football. Incomplete. Good coverage on the play by the Parker defense, and Kyle Fuller out there as the linebacker right now is having himself a game as the Cougar drive stalls.
Yes, correct me if I'm wrong. 3rd time they went for it on 4th down so far?
Yeah. And converted just one time. So beautiful shots here tonight. Great job by the crew. Got Colton out there, Macy. I think Maddie's on one of the cameras tonight. And a big thank you as well, not only to them, but to Paul Canarella, all the people over at A1 Furniture and Mattress for supporting us. A1 Furniture and Mattress, your premier mattress and furniture store. Not sure if my boy RJ Capelli's still over there, but if he is, hi RJ.
Oh, you got a buddy over there, huh?
Over at A1 Furniture. He used to be a manager. Think he's still there, but I haven't talked to him in a couple of years.
You should go stop and see your buddy. Family might appreciate some new furniture, Rich.
Exactly. The wife would, that's for sure. Is back on the ground goes DJ Vance.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Well, She just appreciates it when you buy things for her.
Okay, well, a lot of people are like that.
I think that might be the second sexist thing that we've said tonight. Right?
I wasn't really keeping score, but yes, it is.
As we have an injured player down on the field, getting up slowly is Vance as a trainer comes out, but he went to one knee and he's back up and he's going to run off the field, and that's a good sign. Boy, so many things can happen when you're out there. One of the worst I always thought was getting the wind knocked out of you, which really isn't all of that serious of a thing. But when it happens to you as a football player, especially the first time, you kind of think you're going to die.
Yeah, not being able to breathe, a bit of a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. As they give now off to the right side with room and running the ball is Devon Thornton. And Thornton's going to take it across the 50 and into Cougar territory. And a nice play off of right tackle. And we're going to go ahead and give Thornton a pickup of 10 yards.
Yeah, finally Seth Glissendorf, number 43, taking him down. But check out the replay here. He ripped through some tackles and kept those legs a-pumping.
So Thornton getting heard from tonight on the Courtesy Ford first down, 5th one of the game for the Vikings. Courtesy Ford, your new truck destination at Courtesy Ford. It's courtesy that counts. 1st and 10, full house backfield, and now splitting off to the near side of Sandy Toyer. As Bailey under center is going to give the ball up the middle they go, and that's Jacobson once again. Good lean that time from the running back across the 40-yard line to the 38, and another good gain on first down. Boy, when you could rattle off 7-8 yards on first down, you're in business as an offense.
Oh, yeah, certainly gives you a lot of flexibility, really sets up a play-action pass. 2nd and short. When you get to a 2nd and short, I like to take a shot.
Jacobson, by the way, 81 yards so far on 6 carries tonight. That's pretty good.
And that's your backup, right?
Yeah, he's the guy that's not the leading rusher, but obviously lining up at fullback right now. He has been rattling off some big gains. As back in there is DJ Vance. He makes his presence felt immediately, spins out of a tackle on a first down.
76 ended up piling on top of him with his buddy number 43. That's Brennan Markwart, as well as Seth Glissendorf in once again.
Pickup of 7 for Vance on the Courtesy Ford first down as you take a look at the Prairie Land Towing replay. Beautiful job once again. Antonio, I believe, over there on the replays. Always good to be able to see that kind of stuff. So 1st down and 10. The pitch going to go to Vance. Ball's on the ground once again, but it looks like Vance was able to jump on it as the Vikings have already turned it over once tonight. That would have been bad.
You know, I like what he did there. Not the fumble, of course, but ball went on the ground, just fell right on it. You know, a lot of times you immediately want to pick it up, try to get some yardage, hold out of that ball in your 13-point lead.
Yeah, nothing's more important than ball security and falling on that football. Excellent point, man. By the way, we'll be looking for an MVP tonight. The Anderson for Senate Most Valuable Player. Maybe DJ Vance. He's got a couple of touchdowns. So Phil Anderson, the Libertarian, running for Senate in the state of Wisconsin. Not sure if we're going to see Phil tonight. We've seen him the last few weeks. As a give now is going to be to Vance. He scoots through the hole, takes it up across the 25 to the 24-yard line on a gain of 8.
Yeah, finally set up back by number 34, Tresson Kusmal.
Gotta love what the line is doing up front for Janesville Parker, as they got some big boys up there as well. Alonzo Velasquez, he's at 270. Juan Harris, you'd already mentioned, 395 pounds, playing both ways.
Yeah, I'd be curious to weigh him before the game and after. I mean, it's a hot one, Rich.
That is a big mass right there as Vance is going to run behind him on the right side across the 20. And what do you know? He's going to pick up another Courtesy Ford first down on a gain of 5 for DJ Vance. And, you know, we've seen a lot of running backs so far this season. We really haven't seen a full complement of tools all in one player like we're seeing in DJ Vance tonight. You talked about his patience, also seems to have speed and power.
Yeah, certainly. And, you know, we were impressed with Katzenmeyer last week. He was pretty darn good, too.
So another Courtesy Ford first down with 6 of the night for the Vikings on the march as the clock running just about 5 minutes for the first half. The give's going to be to Vance. He's going to try the left side. Good block out there by the big man. Vance able to get forward for some positive yards on first down.
And it often takes multiple people to take him down. Looks like number 31 of Craig taking a moment to get up. Maybe he's just a little winded. Looks like he's okay.
Yeah, we talked about that, you know, getting the wind knocked out of you kind of a thing. Sometimes you can get a little bit of that, but when you get it in full force, that's when it's scary. That first time you're down there in the helmet, laying on the ground, just going, and you can't get your breath. Ugh.
Yeah, very scary.
For anyone who's ever played the game, that's a scary moment. The give is to Vance, right side. Great blocking, and he will waltz into the end zone. A gain of 16, and the third touchdown run of the night for DJ Vance.
And, you know, that was beautiful. He wrapped up that ball once he went through a little bit of traffic, and then, as you said, untouched into the end zone. Number 9 couldn't cut the corner.
Nothing against DJ Vance. We could sing his praises all night long, but on that one, the blocking was so good, you or I could have ran that one in. That's a tremendous job of sealing off the edge by the right side of that Parker line.
And that says a lot because I get winded checking the mail.
Little do people know that you got to hike 4 miles each way uphill to get the mail.
No, Grandpa would have sold that story, though, I think.
A point after is good this time for the Vikings. 4 minutes left until halftime. It's Parker 20, Craig nothing. You're watching the Janesville Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Channel 57 Sports. Our thanks tonight to Kirsten Goggin, KJSellsMadison.com. Check out Kirsten Goggin. Let her experience work for you. Also, Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning providing the sideline reports tonight. Brian Olson, all the good guys over at Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning. Check them out online at dalesheating.com to find out how you can get your dryer vents cleaned for free. That's always good. Story so far tonight, DJ Vance and the running game of the Parker Vikings. Wow, that offensive line, Coach Krieger talked about it in the pregame show. They're beefy up front. They're doing a good job of laying the wood to the Cougars tonight.
Yeah, certainly real beefy, and also doing a nice job, I think, you know, kind of evenly distributing the ball between Jacobson as well as Vance. Jacobson kind of surprised us a little bit early. Now Vance has taken over recently.
We'll see if Craig can get it going. If you take last week's game against Middleton for him, plus tonight's scoreboard, as a surprise onside kick, the ball is still loose, and it is going to belong to the Vikings. Oh, my goodness. I was just about to say, you take this week's score, last week's score, it's 55 unanswered points against the Cougars, and it just got worse.
And you know what? Great surprise, because I had no idea they'd be going for that right there, an onside kick and just smelling blood. You think about it, Craig comes back, gets a touchdown there, makes it 20-7. Instead, Parker recovers the onside kick and now have a chance to build on that 20-point lead.
And with their ground game, this 4 minutes, they can milk this right to halftime, punch one into the end zone, and really, really put Craig in a hole. So now, big, there you see Coach McCormick, big defensive series coming up for his Cougars.
Got to make a stand here. Got to make a stand. Do they have it in them?
Great field position for the Vikings at the 45-yard line as the cheerleaders doing push-ups.
A couple of them, I think, need to work on their form a little bit, but hey, what do I know? I haven't done a push-up for a while, Rich. What do I know?
Not exactly Army push-ups there as Ed Jacobson going to bowl forward on the carry. Hey, at least they're trying.
Yeah, that's more than I can say, right?
Sometimes Bucky doesn't do so well on those, and in some games, and maybe the game against Georgia State might be a case for that, they use multiple Buckies.
You're not supposed to tell people that, I didn't think.
No. Did you know that, though?
I did learn that actually last year, so it took me 44 years to find that out.
It's kind of funny. I do some part-time work in PA announcing for the UW. In the press box, they call him the rodent.
Oh, really?
So it's not Bucky. It's like, oh, the rodent's out. Yeah, the rodent's scurrying about.
Now, as somebody that doesn't really care for Minnesota, I feel like that's insulting towards Buckingham U. Badger, which is his full name.
Yes, it is a term of endearment as Ed Jacobson is going to plow ahead for another courtesy Ford first down. And Jacobson has looked really good tonight.
And, you know, you brought up the heat, the humidity. To have two running backs that you can lean on keeps both of them fresh. You wonder about that offensive line, though, but hey, look at the scoreboard. That should be enough to motivate you, right?
And this right now, speaking of motivation, the Cougar defense needs to find some. This is kind of demoralizing when you're on defense and can't stop the run, and the Vikings just keep it coming as DJ Vance breaks away once again. Tell you what, man, this kid is exciting to watch and refuses to go down on arm tackles. You got to wrap them up.
You got to stick, you got to wrap, and hold on to that guy so some of your buddies can come in, because it's looking like you need more than one person to take down Vance.
DJ Vance is going to move the chains once again on a gain of 11 and another courtesy forward. First down. I don't have my computer with me tonight. I'm kind of upset about it. I'll total up the yardage for DJ Vance at halftime. I do know this. He's at 14 carries. He's over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns on the half.
Well, here's an abacus. I hope that helps.
No, thanks, man. Kicking it old school. At least we know how to use one. You know?
People are probably wondering what an abacus is. Right? Ooh, there's a good tackle, Rich.
Wow.
Number 76, man, Brennan Markwart, 268 pounds. I think he's a couple cheeseburgers heavier than that.
And he just swallowed Ed Jacobson on Jacobson's 9th carry of the night, and it's going to go for no gain. By the way, a big thank you to Blowin' Smoke Barbecue in Wanakee for supporting high school athletics. They got great dining service, catering for parties large and small, and of course, Kansas City style barbecue. Good stuff up there, Robert Bishop and Blowin' Smoke Barbecue in Wanakee. Pitch, no, it's not the reverse. Vance elects to keep it, and that didn't go anywhere as he's able to scoot across the 25. Short gain for Vance and the Vikings, going to bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, well played by Craig on that one.
By the way, 3rd and long, normally a passing down for most teams. We have seen tonight for Parker, 3rd and long is another running down.
Yeah, you can't argue with the horses they got in that backfield, and that line is doing a great job for them, opening up holes.
Well, we talked about the Cougars needing to make a stand. It would start right now on 3rd and long. You cannot let the Vikings get this first down. They want to get back into this football game. It is going to start on this play. Bailey's going to drop back. Plenty of time to throw. Lofts it to the end zone looking for Vance. And incomplete. Knocked away at the last minute on a nice defensive play. Looked like Tegan Christensen out there.
Yeah, he leads the Cougars with 29 total tackles. He's number 9. Keep an eye on him.
Wow,
kind of
nice
hung up
job.
there. I thought that might have been an opportunity for a turnover.
Yeah, it looked like Bailey had an open receiver there in Vance running free, but a little bit too much air under it. And Coach Krieger here is going to take a timeout, so we'll take it with him. So a Northern Tool and Equipment timeout, 20-0 Vikings. You're watching the Janesville Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Channel 57 Sports. Hey, wow, a camera can actually see us up here. Why don't we do it that way? Hey, how are we doing over there? I'm not sure where the camera is. Is it off that way? It's out this way. There, all right. Ah, too late.
We missed it. We're only $1 late.
Missed my chance in some FaceTime there. As this looks like pretty long field goal attempt going to be tried by the Vikings. In fact, about 40 yards, we'll call it, on the field goal attempt. So in high school, this is a super long field goal attempt.
Wow, yeah, about 42 yards, 4th and 10. Oh, a toe basher, Rich.
And a straight-on kicker, and man, that missed by about 50 yards.
Almost knocked a window out of one of the school buses. Does that count for, did you get 1 point for that?
They went old school with it. The straight-on toe kicker, Alonzo Velasquez, who, by the way, is an offensive and defensive lineman.
Oh, yeah, I think 270 pounds, if I remember correctly, too. Yeah, remember, was it Dempsey, I think, for the Saints when we were kids?
Yeah, Tom Dempsey with the half toe, or the half foot kind of a thing. Yeah.
He would just toe bash it. I wonder if that's still the record. I think somebody might have beat it recently.
Or tied. Yeah, a bunch of people I thought had tied at 63. Maybe it's 64. Did they do it in Denver? Jason Elam, maybe, something like that.
Could have been,
maybe. Maybe, I'm not sure.
That's a long ways.
Yeah, up in the air, mile high, things kind of go a little bit farther, like they do with the baseballs up there. So,
yeah, I went to Denver a couple of times. Very fun town if you get a chance to go there.
Yes, it is.
Didn't quite make it to the Rockies game. It was a little rainy, but we found a bar that we could stay dry at.
First down and 10. Nice job by the Craig defense to hold. They needed that. They're still in the game as Kramer now is going to find Uriah Williams out in the flats, and he's got some room and goes ahead to about the 29-yard line on a pickup of 9.
Yeah, certainly. And boy, he was about one more player away from making a big one. He had a couple of blockers in front of him there. Nice run.
Second completion on the game for Kramer, 2 for 5 for 26 yards.
Yeah, 72-63. A couple other big folks up there, hoping to get him a few more yards.
Under 2 minutes now, and in fact closing in on 90 seconds for the half, as we'll see if the Cougars try to air it out a little bit and get some points here before the half is over. Play action with time. Kramer's gonna sling it out there, hits a man, and just failed to connect on the long toss on the play, as running free was Noah Berghammer, all alone behind the defense, but just missing on the rainbow toss by Kramer.
Boy, yeah, Jaden Ellis was there. He was a couple of steps behind the receiver. That would have been, that would have really been a shot in the arm for Craig, which they certainly need.
And maybe one of the chosen few plays of the game. Chosen few they offer mixed martial arts, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Thai boxing, and conditioning. And they welcome both veterans and beginners to join Chosen Few Gym in McFarland.
Yeah, I know some of the folks out there at the Chosen Few Gym. They're good people.
Yeah, Joshua Sterry out there and his crew, so good stuff. As this time Kramer going to try to keep it on 3rd and 1. He's going to lose yardage. Again, the point of attack and the lines being dominated by the Vikings.
Certainly, and are they going to go for it here now? They're pretty, I think this is the deepest they've been in their territory on 4th down.
And I'm kind of surprised at this point, as aggressive as Parker has been, that they have not called a timeout.
And I mean deepest in their own territory.
Yeah. Well, this would be a dangerous 4th down here, as you give the Vikings a chance to score another touchdown before halftime. Clock still running. I'm not sure what's going on here.
You roll the dice, you take your chances.
Craig happy to let the clock run. I guess they could take it down until there's just a few seconds left on the play clock, call a timeout, punt the ball away, and not give the Vikings anything to work with. I'm surprised the Vikings haven't used a timeout.
Yeah.
We do have a Northern Tool and Equipment timeout, by the way. Northern Tool and Equipment located off the West Beltline in Madison behind Culver's with over 40,000 tools, so you can visit them online at northerntool.com. So we'll keep it right here, talk a little bit about Texas Roadhouse of Janesville that fed the whole crew tonight. Great job by them. Texas Roadhouse, legendary food, legendary service. And if you like watching football here on Wisconsin's 57, maybe you'll like East Carolina and Virginia Tech. They're going to be kicking off Saturday at 11:30, and that is usually a pretty good one. The East Carolina team this year, they're pretty good, and so is Va Tech.
They're the Pirates, I think?
The Pirates, yeah, you got it. Yeah, they're off to a good start once again. They usually have a pretty good team rolling there. So that looks like a good game. East Carolina, Virginia Tech, Saturday at 11 on Wisconsin's 57. So on 4th down now, and indeed the Cougars are going to punt the ball away. And another bouncer is going to go out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Only 20 seconds left. And looks like Parker might be content to just run out this first half. They got a big lead, and why the heck not? We have not seen a lot of penalty flags out there. That is much to the chagrin of O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, helping perfectionists for over 50 years. Better parts, better prices every day.
So you saw Parker kind of with a surprise onside kick, which was successful, and they recovered with 20 seconds left here in a 20-point lead. We'll see if they're still going to be aggressive or if they're just going to sit on it, Potsy.
Yeah, there you go.
For those Happy Days fans out there.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny. When I was managing restaurants a few years ago, I made a Happy Days reference. Nobody knew what I was talking about, and I realized I'm too old and my references are as well.
Yeah, we date ourselves with that, don't we?
Yes. And when you make references like that, that's all who will date you. You end up dating yourself. As the Vikings content to go to halftime with a 20-0 lead, they have dominated on both sides of the ball. here in half number one on what is really a gorgeous night for a football game on the banks of the Rock River. They're kind of swollen, a lot of rain in the area, but it has not washed away the enthusiasm for this game tonight, nor the performance by Janesville Parker as they look to run their record to 2-3 and get back into the playoff chase here in the Wisconsin football playoffs. So we're going to send it down for the Lexus halftime show as we got the girls standing by, Janet and Ellen. Take it away, ladies.
Well, thanks, Rich. While you two got your feet up in that cushy booth, well, Ellen and I, we've been busy down here on the field hustling around, gathering guests for our Lexus of Madison halftime show. Isn't that true, Ellen?
That is right, Janet. You're not going to want to miss it. We've got students and staff from both schools and also some special guests, so make sure you stick around. We'll be back with more here from the A-1 Furniture and Mattress Janesville Bowl right after this. Welcome to the Lexus of Madison halftime show here at the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl. And with me now, I have Phil Anderson for U.S. Senate. And now, Phil, thank you for being with us. We've had you now at quite a few games so far, but this game in particular is special to you. Why is that?
It sure is. I've got a lot of family around Janesville and Rock County. I grew up in Beloit, so if Beloit were here, I'd be rooting for them. But my mom, I actually went to high school with Paul Ryan's dad at Janesville High School, graduated in 1949 or 50. Lots of relatives, even have some cousins' kids who are playing tonight. Very exciting to be in Rock County, and of course, I know it like the back of my hand. I know the people here and grew up here, so it's fantastic to be in a place that I'm very familiar with and to be talking about politics and liberty and the things that we're bringing to the table in terms of the political discussion.
Absolutely, and we love that you're just so involved in the community, and I know that's really important to you. And I also want to know, how has campaigning been here in Janesville and also Rock County as a whole?
It's been very, very good. I mean, it's been a little bit easier here because of the amount of people that I know, but also I'm so thrilled about the fact that my mom's going to get to vote for me. My family's going to get to see me on the ballot against, other candidates for U.S. Senate. It's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to, and they're excited about that too. I mean, they've been involved in my political career, but now they get to actually go in the booth and check off my name and show support in that way. I'm thrilled and honored.
That's got to be really exciting for your mom, as a mom moment, to be able to vote for you and see your name on there.
She is. I just talked to her during the game. I mean, it's not easy to talk on the phone with this loud, enthusiastic crowd supporting their teams, but she's thrilled, and she's always been supportive since I was little. She said I talked a lot and effectively, so she's probably partially responsible for me running for office right now anyway. So thanks, Mom.
It's a hi, Mom moment, right? Hi, Mom. Perfect. Again, Phil Anderson for U.S. Senate, thank you for being with us, and we'll be back with more from the Lexus of Madison halftime show right after this.
And welcome back. You're watching the A1 Furniture Bowl Series, and this is the Janesville Bowl here in Janesville, Wisconsin at the Monterey Stadium. And we are in our Lexus of Madison halftime show, and with me I have the man at the helm over at Parker. This is the principal, Chris Lau of Janesville Parker High School. Thanks for sitting in with us today at this halftime program. Now, Janesville against Janesville, Vikings against Cougars, crosstown rivalry. Everybody talks about it. It's a well-attended game. Talk to me about the rivalry, and is everything a rivalry?
We are all rivals on the field. Janesville will go after each other and work till the end. I'm hoping Parker wins. That's what I'm putting my money on, but really, truly, it's a friendly rivalry. We want everybody to do well.
Good, and you were mentioning earlier that you got some changes at the high schools, and you specifically said high schools.
Yes.
So when we're talking high schools, you're talking everybody around here. What are some of those changes in both schools?
Yep. Parker and Craig they've worked together for a number of years. We were changing the graduation requirements, the structure of our day, how we assess students, and the beauty of it is it's good for all kids in Janesville.
Excellent. All right, so Chris Lau has been principal at Parker for six years. How well do you know your principal? You ready?
Yep.
All right, brats or burgers?
Brats.
Your first car?
Mercury Topaz.
All right, now this man grew up in Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and you took your first job in Janesville. What was that job?
I might have worked at another high school that's not Parker, but I love Parker.
I think we know who he's talking about. Thank you so much, and you've just redeemed yourself. This is Chris Lau, principal over at Parker High School. You're watching the Lexus of Madison halftime show. We'll be right back. You're watching Wisconsin's 57 Sports.
Welcome back to the Lexus of Madison halftime show, and with me now, I have the Craig assistant principal. This is Monty Phillips. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Now, I want to talk about homecoming because it's coming up fast. What kind of activities you guys have going on over at Craig?
Yeah, absolutely. Homecoming is coming up fast. Our homecoming week is next week. It's a full week of activities. It starts with Sunday with a lot of our kids from each grade decorating the hallways. Every day of the week is a different dress-up activity. Friday is our, they had a parade for a really long time and then we didn't have one, but now this will be the 4th year that we've brought it back, and we're super excited. The Grand Marshal of our parade this year is actually the king and queen from 50 years ago.
Get out.
Well, you know, that's pretty cool, and one of the reasons why we tried to go 50 years back is this year and next year are like the 50th year of Craig High School's existence. Wow. So we thought that would be a nice way to celebrate. And we got even luckier when we contacted them and found out they're actually married. So, king and queen from 50 years ago, married, and they're going to be our grand marshals.
That is so incredible, and what a special way, you know, to celebrate homecoming and that milestone. I love it. Now, I also want to touch on quick before we go. Obviously, we're at football tonight, but there are so many other sports going on right now at Craig.
Yeah, next week is actually a really big week for us. We actually play Parker in volleyball, and hopefully we'll do a little better than we're doing tonight. And then next Saturday is the 77th year we host a huge cross-country meet. It's called the Midwest Cross Country Invite. Over 50 boys and girls teams. There'll be close to 2,000 athletes there, and that's a really big event as well.
You guys are staying busy.
We're staying busy.
Again, this is the assistant principal for Craig High School, Monty Phillips. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
And we'll be back with more from the Lexus of Madison halftime show here at the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Lexus of Madison halftime show here at the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl. And with me now, I've got some students. They're seniors. I have Lauren and Ty. Thank you guys for being with us today. You guys are students over at Parker.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. And we're so excited to have you here. And what an exciting night for you guys. You guys are obviously doing very well in the game. And now I want to hear about, you're both seniors. How do you guys prepare for your senior year? You know, football is such really a memorable part of that experience. How is it going so far?
Senior year is awesome. It's so lit. Like, obviously you can tell 20-0, go Parker, yeah? Our coach Krieger, he's awesome. We love him. Everybody in school knows him. Everybody loves him. Senior year has been awesome so far.
I love it.
Our student section is pretty great too, so.
And kind of going off of that, I want to hear about how you guys came up with your theme.
All right, they call us Cow Pie High on the east side, so we just dress as Hicks. You know, just we're out at the cornfields across our high school. We just dress as Hicks. And I'm repping the Gary Sam. Give a shout out to Gary Sam. Good place to be.
Awesome, I love it. And now, do you guys have anything else you want to say before we go? Might have a cheer, something?
Yeah, just one more thing, right? Here we go. West side, 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 west side.
Well, there you have it, folks. Again, these are seniors over at Janesville Parker, and this is your Lexus of Madison halftime show here at the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl. Stay with us. We'll be back with more after this.
And welcome back. This is the Lexus of Madison halftime show. We're at the Janesville Bowl here in Monterey Stadium in Janesville. It's Janesville against Janesville, and they're getting cheered on. Parker is looking good on the board thanks to the girls behind me here. With me, I have the head cheer coach for Parker. This is Tanya Liu. Tanya, thanks for sitting in with me today. And for bringing your girls. You got some senior cheer girls back behind us. How long have you been the cheer coach here at Parker?
This is my third year.
Third year, and word on the street is that you used to cheer maybe here?
I did back in my high school days. I cheered all 4 years for Parker.
Very good, some great experience then. Now, I learned something when we were talking. You used the word stunting, and you said that the girls are working on stunting. Tell me a little bit about that and give us some examples.
They're working on their pyramid building, their basket tosses. This year they have a lot more strength. so we're working on building and getting stronger in those areas.
Basket tosses, that's when the girl gets
Tossing them up there, yeah.
tossing them up in the air. All right, so besides football, where else do we get to see your fabulous, beautiful cheerleaders?
Coming up, they have a homecoming assembly, homecoming halftime, and basketball halftimes as well.
Alrighty. Well, this is Tanya Euler. She's the cheer coach over at Parker, and these are some of her senior girls. Thanks so much for talking to us. This is the Lexus of Madison halftime show. You're watching the A-1 Furniture Bowl Series here on Wisconsin's 57 Sports.
Welcome back to the Lexus of Madison halftime show. And with me now, I've got students from the other side here. I've got Craig seniors, I've got Kyla, Nick, Bryce, and Alex. Thanks for being with us, guys. I appreciate it. And now I want to talk about first, why is this such a big rivalry tonight?
Because we're in the same school district and we always want to win because we're in the same school district. We want to be the better school in the school district, so yeah. East Side.
Now, how is the team looking this year? How's it shaping up?
Well, we're a pretty young team. We've won it the last 3 years, so this year it didn't really matter. It didn't matter at all.
But you're still out there supporting the team. I love it. Undying support. And now, what is your favorite cheer for your student section?
USA.
Can we hear it? Can we hear it?
USA! 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 USA!
USA!
We live in the greatest country known to man. Okay, it's got to be our favorite cheer.
That's a cheer we can all agree on, right? Yeah. Regardless of school. I love it. Well, thank you guys for being with us today. We appreciate it. Again, these are Craig students here with your Lexus of Madison halftime show, and we'll be back with more from the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl right after this. We're back with your Lexus of Madison halftime show. We've got a special guest tonight. This is the Janesville Craig Cougar. Cougar, thank you for being with us tonight. There you go, there you go. And now I want to know, the Cougars are down tonight. What do you think they need to do to get back in the game and take home the win, take home the trophy?
It's
They
like
gotta run.
They gotta run hard.
They gotta run. They gotta dance. They've got to do a lot.
They got to do a lot. They're probably going to be pretty strong, too.
Yep.
All right, we want to know what is so great about being a Cougar. I mean, you could be an Eagle, you could be... Oh.
Strength.
Cougars are fast.
Speed, agility.
They're fast, agility. This is no fat cat here.
We love it. And now, Cougar, we want to know your favorite signature move. Go. Oh.
Ellen, I think that looked familiar. Like the dab, maybe?
Dab?
The dab. I think that was taken from a Panther. It's a Cougar. Why not?
There we go. We'll be back with more from your Lexus of Madison halftime show right after this here at the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl.
And welcome back. You're watching the A-1 Furniture High School Bowl Series. We're down in Janesville for the Janesville Bowl, and this is the Lexus of Madison halftime show. With me, I have a very special guest. Tonight, he was part of the halftime program. The press box has been dedicated to two men, and with me, I have one of them. This is Dave Wiedeward. He used to work with the Janesville Gazette for over 46 years as their sports editor. Dave, thanks for joining me tonight. Give our viewers just a quick background of who you are.
Okay, I'm Dave Wiedeward, and I grew up in nearby Edgerton, and I have lived in Janesville for over 40 years and worked at the Gazette for 46 years, and I started on Halloween Day in 1965 and left on that Halloween Day in 2011 was my last day there, and I was a sports editor from 1972 on until my retirement.
That's very precise. That's exactly 46 years. Well done on that, and congratulations on a great career. You've been so supportive of Janesville athletics for your entire career, and so now they've dedicated this press box to you and Al Fagerly, and we'll maybe chat with him a little bit later. Tell us about your relationship with Al.
Well, the WCLO, WJBL radio are owned by the Bliss Communications, the same as the Gazette. So I would, when I was in the office, I would work on the second floor, and Al would spend hours on the third floor. And Al broadcast for almost 36 years and did almost live broadcasts of almost 2,000 high school games.
Between the two of you, that's a lot of years. So what do you think about tonight's honor? They're dedicating this press box to both you and Al.
Well, it's certainly something neither Al or I ever expected. We have said it forever that all the years we put in were never about us. It was about the kids who were playing and the competitors. And I just want to thank all of Janesville for the support that they have given me for all of these years and the honor of sharing their sports life.
Quite an honor. Congratulations to you and to Al, and thank you for chatting here for this halftime program. This is the Lexus of Madison halftime show. This was Dave Wiedeward, and the press box was dedicated to him and Al Fagerly tonight. We'll be right back. You're watching Wisconsin's 57 Sports.
All right, we are back out in Janesville. Rich Reynolds along with Sean Snuff-Smith as we get set for the second half of the Janesville Bowl presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress. Parker leads 20-0 over Craig. Nice job by everybody during the Lexus of Madison halftime show. And we're up in the press box that was just dedicated at halftime. So that's always pretty cool when they could do a ceremony like that at halftime.
My goodness, 46 years covering sports for the Gazette. I mean, that says a lot. And what a nice honor. You could tell he was very humbled.
Yeah, absolutely. He wasn't here in 1956. That's the year that Bart Starr played here as a rookie in front of 4,300 fans and was able to throw a winning touchdown on the last play of the game in a Packer intra-squad game.
Yeah, I was down by the gate there, the entrance gate, saying hi to some friends, and my buddy said, make sure you check out that plaque. And, of course, I forgot coming back up to the press box. If I don't write it on my hand, I'll forget, Rich.
Check it out. There's Bart Starr there with the helmet that has one bar on it. So like you used to see like
the
old-time kickers. Yeah. The
Yeah.
Rolf Benershka helmet. Or Joe Theismann actually still as a quarterback was wearing one bar when we were younger.
He should have had a bar protecting that leg back in the day. Ouch. That was ugly.
Dude, you had to go there, huh?
Yeah, my bad. My apologies, Rich.
Everybody knows that play. Oof. From the 35-yard line, first drive of the second half for the Cougars, and it's going to start off well. They run some option, and Uriah Williams with a big gain across midfield to the 40-yard line, and a pickup on the play of 25 yards. That's how you start the second half if you're the Cougars.
Yeah, it certainly looks like, the coach McCormick maybe made some adjustments there at halftime, and certainly had to. Didn't put any points on the board, and maybe Parker's going to be in for a fight in the second half.
Cougars looking to bite back. They do need to fight back again, down 20, and really haven't sustained much on the offensive side of the ball. In fact, Nick Kramer, who is one of the best passers in the Big 8 Conference, 2 for 6, 26 yards in the first half. They're going to run option again. Kramer's going to keep it, breaks the tackle, but doesn't go far as the Parker defense up to the task, and the Viking D has been stout all night long.
Yeah, it certainly has. Nick Kramer, we talked about him heading into the contest, been dominant and possibly the best quarterback in the conference, and he hasn't got off yet today.
Yeah, carrying the ball, just 6 carries for 14 yards for Kramer, so just a little bit better than 2 yards per carry. Well, we'll call it 2.5. We'll do the math all the way out there. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 9. Good look at the line right there as a back in motion. And once again, the option play, a pitch, and the ball is on the ground. And look out. That's negative yardage there. It's going back to the 41. A late pitch does not work out for Kramer and company there, as a loss of 4 on the play is going to go to Kyle Clement.
Yeah, and I think number 6 was the first to get there. Jaden Ellis with a tackle. The DB plays wide out as well.
Boy, oh boy, just when you get things going, if you're the Cougars, now it's going to bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 12 from the 40-yard line of the Vikings. But I got to think if you're Coach McCormick, maybe you don't need all 12 yards this play. You might have 2 plays to pick up the first down here.
We've seen him in 2-play territory a few times so far tonight, so I think you might be spot on there, Rich.
They've gone for it on 4th down thrice and have been successful 1 time. Play action, Kramer has time, airs it out deep over the middle, and broken up on the play. Good coverage out there by the Viking defense.
Yeah, Sam Garvoil almost came up with an interception there.
Take a look at it on the replay. Boy, barreling in. That'll make you get rid of the football there. When you see big number 76, Juan Harris, coming in at 395 pounds in your face, if you're Nick Kramer, you're unloading.
Yeah, with his mouth watering, looking at you like you're a chimichanga.
Absolutely.
I'm a big Mexican fan.
Me too.
Yeah.
Taco Tuesday.
Yes.
I'm hoping for a taco cart on every corner, man. That's what I want.
All right. We're on the same page on that
Taco
one.
truck every corner. That'll work out. 4th down and 12. 4th time tonight that the Cougars are going to go for it. Play action, rolling right. Under pressure is Kramer. Still rolling, looking for a receiver. He's going to run it himself. He's going to get first down yardage and more. Up ahead to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 15 yards and a courtesy forward first down. And the Cougars needed that.
They sure did. We talked to the pregame about how Kramer can hurt you with your arm and also with his feet. 238 yards rushing heading into this contest. And that was a nice run there.
And a nice play, too, by Ed Jacobson. Came in and laid the wood to an offensive lineman and flattened him out, but was not able to get to Kramer. Kramer picks up the first down as the Cougar drive stays alive from the 25. Running some option again, and Kramer this time gives it up the middle to Sweeney. He picks up good yardage on first down. We'll give him a gain of 7.
And a few different Parker defenders ending up with a tackle there.
DJ Sweeney on the carry. I keep wanting to call him DB Sweeney. DB Sweeney, the actor. I'm not sure if you're familiar with any of his work.
I am not, but the name sounds familiar.
He was in that movie where he was a hockey player and then became a figure skater.
Oh.
The Razor's Edge. Do you remember that flick?
I
With
remember
Moira
the name
Kelly?
of it. I don't think I ever saw it, though.
Well, there you go. DB Sweeney, not DJ Sweeney, as Clement now on the carry breaks the tackle and is going to pick up a first down as he gets it down to the 12-yard line. A courtesy forward first down on a pickup of 7 for Kyle Clement.
Boy, I tell you what, he's not real tall. It's probably tough sometimes. He gets a little lost in that offensive line sometimes. Tough to find him as a defender.
Well, this is big right now for the Cougars, keeping this drive alive on the big 4th down play and maybe one of the chosen few plays of the game. Chosen few, conditioning, Thai boxing, Muay Thai, MMA, all that kind of good stuff. Option again, this time to give us to Williams. Boy, had that football out there, but it's able to hold on as he brings it down to about the 6.
Yeah, and a good fake up the middle there as they kind of ran the ball around the right end. Sam Garvoil with, once again, another stop for Parker.
5th carry of the night for Williams. He's doing all right as he has 36 yards on 5 carries. So he's been effective on the ground for a ground game that really hasn't been too effective all night long. 2nd down now that gives us to Sweeney up the middle, and he is met by a host of Vikings and led once again by big number 76, Juan Harris.
Frank Deaton in there as well. He plays running back as well as defensive line. 5'8", 205-pounder, stout kid.
How do you move a guy like Juan Harris if you're a high school kid?
I would probably, with a string, put a stake hanging in front of his nose.
Look at the size of Harris in the middle there.
That's why I was never an offensive coordinator.
It wasn't a bad idea. I like steak. Had good steak tonight from Texas Roadhouse. They fed us well as movement on the line and an O'Reilly penalty flag coming in. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day, and it is going to be encroachment. It goes against the Vikings, and half the distance to the goal. Might not be a first down, but it's going to get close. It'll be 2 yards that they'll actually do on the penalty. By the way, that is just the first penalty marched off against the Vikings tonight.
Yeah, kind of have a lot of penalties last week. That was just one of the few things they had to work on out of that Evansville-Albany team that was so dominant last week.
Take a look at Harris here on 3rd and 2. And the give's going to be up the middle. It is to Sweeney. And is he into the end zone? Yes, he is. Touchdown. And just like that, as coming out in the second half, the Janesville Craig Cougars are back in the football game.
Running that bad boy right up the middle, and the royal blue and white fans from Craig and the Cougars excited over there as they finally hit pay dirt.
20-6 as you see the Cougar flag flying proud right now as the extra point coming up now for Janesville. Craig looking to get within 13 as Melvin Tran is out there. His first opportunity tonight, puts it up in the air. Looks good, it is good. 20-7 our score at the Janesville Bowl here at Monterey Stadium. Let's head down to the sidelines. Janet standing by. Take it away, Janet.
Thanks, Rich. I do have a Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning sideline report. Standing next to me is Al Fagerly. Now, if you've been in the Janesville community or even watching this game tonight, that's a name that's awfully familiar to you. Al, thanks for taking a few minutes with us tonight. Tonight's a very special night. First, though, let's give a little background of who you are.
I've been with WCLO, WJVL Radio for 36 years, doing the high school sports coverage, football, basketball, hockey, baseball. And big night tonight with the renaming of the press box here at Monterey Stadium for Dave and myself.
Yep, absolutely, and I can hear that broadcast voice right there. In your relationship with Dave, you guys go way back, over 80 years when you put the two of you together. Tell me a little more about that.
Well, Dave, when I first came, the Gazette was an afternoon newspaper, and I worked mornings. So Dave would be leaving at night, I'd be showing up. That's pretty much it. And in those days, even though we worked for the same company, it was a lot of, you gonna do this? No, the rivalry. But over the years, got to be a real friendship. We did a radio show together for a while. Then we worked hard together for a lot of years. And when Dave retired 5 years ago, I said, maybe it's time for me to start thinking about it too.
And tonight is a special night because they're dedicating this press box to the both of you. What do you think about that?
Well, it's overwhelming because there was a little green thing when I first came here. That when the winds blew, it was shaking all over the place.
I think Dave described it as it looked like an outhouse.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where I broadcast from, was pretty much the outhouse. But a lot of hard work by former athletic director Dale Berry and Howard Gage from the Janesville School District. They did a heck of a job in helping raise funds to get the press box built and refurbished, about 25 years ago.
It's a beautiful thing. Well, thank you, and congratulations. That's a great honor. This is a Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning sideline report. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Janet. An outhouse no more. A very nice press box up here as we've been treated very well here at Monterey Stadium tonight. 20-7 is our score as promptly Parker's going to go back to the ground, and a pickup of 6 for DJ Vance, who has been all over the place here tonight with 3 touchdowns in the first half.
And tripped up by Treston Kusmal. He's 34 on your screen.
And by the way, we're in a gorgeous stadium here tonight, Monterey Stadium, historic. We're going to be in a historic stadium next week, the Mad City Bowl, Madison West, Madison East, from Breese Stevens Field. Looking forward to that one. That's a cool stadium.
Well, I'm a former regent, Westward Ho, class of '89, baby.
Nice. You guys didn't play there then, though. Like, you didn't play East there.
We played at Memorial Stadium. Is that still the case?
No. Well, West does.
Correct.
Yep. West still does. East now's moved into Breese Stevens as first down yardage is picked up on the run by DJ Vance.
Yeah, I need to get out there to Breese Stevens. It's cool, all the cool things they're doing over there.
Very cool, yeah.
Congrats to the Radicals on an awesome season. Little short of their goal, but oh so close.
Heartbreaking defeat, yeah. The playoffs and the semifinals at home. By the way, that was a game that you saw right here on Wisconsin's 57.
Yeah, I remember when they first started putting that team together, and we put them on the radio, and glad to see them doing well.
Yeah, they are indeed. As a handoff up the middle, I believe that's Jacobson going to get the give that time. As a Cougar defense, we're finally seeing some emotion out of them. They looked a little fired up as Jacobson took a couple shots on a gain of 3.
Yeah, Tony might have got tackled for a loss there, but he just kept on rumbling, keep those legs a-pumping like Roger Craig and the Niners back in the day.
Good stuff. A-1 Furniture and Mattress, by the way, bringing us a bowl series all season long, and a big thank you to them. A-1 Furniture and Mattress, your premier furniture and mattress store. Second down, and we'll call it 8. As it looks up on our scoreboard like it's the fourth quarter, it is just the third quarter that we are in tonight, so don't get too weirded out by that if you're wondering about the strategy of things. As DJ Vance pushed out of bounds at the 42-yard line and a pickup of 5 yards.
Yeah, Craig's going to end up having a little bit more time to come back in this contest.
Yeah, it's not over quite yet. There we go, third quarter. That's where we're at tonight. As, by the way, all of our first downs tonight brought to us by Courtesy Ford. Courtesy Ford, your new truck destination at Courtesy Ford. It's courtesy that counts, and at the end of the game, we're going to have the Anderson for Senate Most Valuable Player. That is a thank you to Libertarian Phil Anderson, who's running for U.S. Senate. Phil is in the House tonight. He's been tweeting and posting on Facebook. Very excited to be here once again, so we always love seeing Phil.
What would we have done without social media?
Yeah, I know. Also, by the way, he runs Green Cab, which celebrated its 6th anniversary today.
Did not know that.
Green Cab of Madison, so extra plug for Phil Anderson. So now on 3rd down, and the give is going to be off to the right side, and it is going to go to Devon Thornton, and Thornton looks like he's picked up another Courtesy Ford first down, and indeed he has, on a gain of 4.
Orlando Feddersen with the tackle there. I want to say he had a big club or a cast on one of his hands that I noticed earlier.
Yeah, he did. By the way, amazing. 11 first downs for Parker tonight. They have all come on the ground. They have 0 passing yards on just 2 attempts tonight for Jordan Bailey. This is old school football.
Yeah, it really is, and they've kind of struggled to get the quarterback going this year, so I guess we shouldn't be too surprised there.
DJ Vance plowing ahead across the 50 and into Craig territory at the 46 and a gain of 5. DJ Vance just keeps on trucking.
Michael Skaczynski picking up the tackle there.
By the way, thank you to Kirsten Goggin. Check her out online, kjsellsmadison.com, and let her experience go to work for you. 2nd down. I was going to say 3rd down. 2nd down and 5 coming up here. Going to guess another running play. It is indeed, as Jacobson is met at the line and driven back. Maybe got a yard out of all of that as a Cougar defense, again, coming off of that touchdown. At least we're seeing some fight from that defense now on the interior of the line.
Yeah, give them a little oomph, give them a little shot in the arm. They feel like, hey, man, we're still in this game. It's just a 2-possession contest. Let's stop them, get the ball back, put some more points on the board. Never know what can happen.
We talked about it during the first half. By the way, a shout out tonight to the Schumans. So I saw Mitchell over on the sideline tonight. He plays for the freshman team for Janesville, Craig. So he was excited to be here this evening. So hi to Mitchell and his dad, Eric, as a fumble on the snap. And falling on the football is Parker. Looks like they're going to keep possession. Boy, oh boy, that could have been huge.
How did they get that ball back? It looked like number 5 had it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I was expecting the refs to come out and signal that. They never did. So now Parker keeps possession coming up on 4th down, and we might see.
Yeah, Quinn Kiefer wondering how the heck he didn't end up with that football.
Thought we might see the first punt of the night for Parker. They are not punting. They're going for it on 4th down. Nope. Check that. Left-footed punt from DJ Vance, and a good one. Fielded at the 11-yard line, evading a tackle and still on its feet and going strong. Down the right sideline, big return on the play for Jacob Noby. And the Craig sideline has something to be pumped up about. Their student fan section also starting to go crazy as the Cougars showing life here in the 2nd half.
All right, man, a bit more of an exciting 2nd half here, a little bit more competitive. And the jerseys in white getting back into this one, and now great field position, as you said.
Yeah, I was talking about it at halftime. We've seen some amazing teams so far this year. Middleton's really good. Waunakee's a great football team. We saw last week Evansville Albany is a dominant football team. But what we haven't seen so far this season, and we're in week 5 of the A-1 Furniture and Mattress Bowl Series, we haven't seen a competitive game yet. We haven't called a competitive down in the 2nd half. So we might get a chance to do that here tonight.
We will see.
Nick Kramer keeps the ball, tries the left side, gets hit hard as he crosses midfield and gains 6 on 1st down.
A couple of green jerseys there taking care of business. But yeah, it's a nice start.
Check out Kramer in the replay. Wow, got popped as he went forward there. By the way, thank you to Brian Olson, Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning, for all the sideline reports. Go to dalesheating.com to find out how you can get your dryer vents cleaned for free, putting your comfort first. And then also we have Blowing Smoke we'd like to thank tonight in Waunakee. Blowing Smoke specializing in Kansas City style barbecue, offering great dining service, catering, parties large and small. All right, we talked about the sideline reports. We got another one right now. Let's send it down to Ellen Barrett standing by on the sidelines.
We are down here on the sidelines of the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl, and we are taking a second to turn away from the game, and we've got your Dale's Heating and Air sideline report. And with me now, I have the Parker Palms captains. This is Matea and Tylee. Thank you both so much for being with us today. We appreciate it. And I want to know from each of you, what is it like being a team captain?
Well, it requires a lot of leadership and dedication. It's a hard thing to do, but it's really fun.
I just love choreographing the dances and helping everyone improve as a team.
Now, what is both of your favorite thing about Palms, about the sport itself and what you get to do?
Performing and the time we get to be together.
Oh, I love that. I love the bond that we've all formed. It's amazing.
That's really cool that stands out to you as one of the favorite things, and I think that shows, really the sport of it being a team sport, so that's awesome. And now before we go, I want to see from each of you your favorite move. Let's see it. Oh my goodness, I cannot do that, I'll tell you that. And how about for you? Love it! Thank you so much, ladies. Again, this is Matea and Tylee, and they are with Parker Palms. Thank you for being with us today. This is your Dale's Heating and Air sideline report, and we'll be back with more from the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl right after this.
Nice job, Ellen, as we see another courtesy forward first down from the Cougars as Uriah Williams able to carry for 7 yards. As there we are. Wait, where are we? There we are. Hello. How you doing over there? We're loving life up here in the press box at Monterey Stadium, and boy, maybe I shouldn't drop things as I go along here.
Well, you know what happens.
Yeah, need a little more cord up here. There's not a lot. As play action, long toss from Creamer, hits his man, and a touchdown on a strike of 43 yards to Noah Berghammer, and the Cougars are totally back in this game now.
They certainly are. You said you've been looking for a competitive game so far, and we do have it. Nice to see Craig come out of the chute to kick off the second half. Did a little option action to the right where it's a little bit more successful than to the left, but hey, here we are. Looks like a one-possession contest.
Wow, has this game turned on a dime? And all of a sudden at 20-0, it didn't seem like the Vikings' missed extra point was ever going to play into this game. Look at it now.
Certainly, and now the Parker fans considerably quieter.
Unbelievable. The extra point up and good off of the toe of Tran. And just like that, we are within one score in this football game. Parker 20, Craig 14. You're watching the Janesville Bowl presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Wisconsin's 57 Sports.
Thanks, guys. We've got a Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning sideline report for you. With me, I have John Beester. He's the band director here at Janesville Parker. John, who do you have with you next to you?
This is Savannah and Alex. Yeah. So these are two of my seniors, flute player and a saxophone player.
All right. John, when you and I were talking, we were saying that fall is an especially busy time of year for you. Tell me why.
Well, it is partly because we go back to school and I'm teaching here with our 3 concert bands and jazz band and a couple other classes, but I'm also the announcer for the University of Wisconsin Marching Band. So I've got all of that stuff to do in Madison every home game as well. So it just keeps me running.
So maybe a familiar voice to some of our viewers out there. Absolutely. I wanted to know if you've been in a band.
Well, I marched in the Wisconsin band for 5 years back in the 70s. I was drum major of the band for 4 years. I'm the only person to be drum major for 4 years, so it's my one claim to unique fame.
And that was under Lacrone as well?
Under Lacrone, yep, absolutely.
Well, I bet you know that man well if you've been announcing as well for all these years.
This is my 22nd year announcing, so we've been busy. It's a busy time, but I love it.
Very neat. What's coming up next for you and your kids?
Well, we have a homecoming show in about 3 or 4 weeks. We've got another show, or actually another game to play in 2 weeks. So we are busy as it gets. It just doesn't stop until maybe October. Then we can start doing concert music. So at this point, these guys are working hard, and I'm making them work hard, and I like it.
All righty. Well, thanks so much. You're a busy guy. We appreciate you taking a minute here with us tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yep. This is Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning sideline report. Back to the game, you guys. Thanks.
And while we were gone, and a nice job by Janet there, hey, DJ Vance breaks off a long kickoff return as we got ourselves a football game here tonight at Monterey Stadium, as the intensity, you can kind of tell, has picked up on both sidelines, on the field, everywhere. Right now, both teams kind of excitable.
Yeah, Craig kind of got the momentum back there, although they are down 6 points still, but a nice kickoff return to start things off for Parker, so they'll see if they can build off that 6-point lead.
And we finally saw the arm of Nick Kramer come into play on the big 43-yard touchdown strike to Noah Berghammer, and that might be one of the chosen few plays of the game. So check that out at the end of the game tonight. We'll have those for you, presented by Chosen Few Gym. Back to the ground they go, and bowling ahead is DJ Vance for a first down. And I tell you what, Vance, again, showing off some of the power that he has available. He just sticks his head down there and plows forward.
Yeah, you're going to want to tackle a guy like that low.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be popping aspirin the next day. I guess it's ibuprofen nowadays.
Well, whatever it is. We'll stick with aspirin and ibuprofen.
Okay.
There you go. First down and 10 after the courtesy forward first down pickup by Vance. He is the tailback on this one, and the give is going to be to Vance. Left side has room in front of him, and he is going to use it. Gets away from a tackle, streaking down the left sideline and stepping out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Another 24 yards for DJ Vance as he is starting to close in on 200 yards for the night. And boy, oh boy, these two teams now trading shots back and forth here in Janesville.
Yeah, Michael Shasinski kind of running him out of bounds, and Vance looks like he might have a little hitch in his giddy up, Greg. Excuse me, Rich.
Yeah, look at the little wince on his face as well as he goes back to the huddle. And with 12 seconds left in this quarter, maybe the Vikings might be content. Well, they can't let the clock run out. It's going to be a timeout. So why don't we go ahead and take it with them? It's a Northern Tool and Equipment timeout. We'll come back and put a wraps on the third quarter here. 20-14, Parker leads Craig, the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl on Wisconsin's 57 Sports.
We're back down here on the sidelines of the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl with your Dale's Heating and Air sideline report. And with me now, I have the Janesville Craig cheer captain, and this is Audrey. Thank you for being with us, Audrey.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I know you guys are preparing for a lot of upcoming events. Tell me all about it.
Okay, so right now we're really looking forward to our homecoming week, which is next week. So we're doing a lot with that, and then we have our first competition at the end of October in Whitewater.
So that's coming up pretty quick. How do you guys prepare? How do you train and practice for these events?
So we actually only practice 3 times a week, and yeah. And then on our off days, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we actually try to make it out to every other sport. So like we go to soccer and volleyball, and then we have our fundraisers and we get into the community. So yeah.
What a cool part of the sport. That part of what your practice is supporting other sports and teams. I love it so much. Thank you so much for being with us, Audrey. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And again, this is the Janesville Craig cheer captain. Stay tuned to this episode. We'll be back with more from the A-1 Furniture Janesville Bowl right after this.
And a nice job by the two blonde ladies on the sideline. Second down and 1 after a gain of 9 by Thornton on first down. Thornton is still in there as we saw DJ Vance go out. So Thornton carrying the load does a nice job of setting up his blockers and picking up a courtesy forward first down as the third quarter comes to a close. A quarter dominated by the Cougars. They're back in this football game. It's 20-14. Parker leads Craig in the Janesville Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. Hey, what do you know? We got ourselves a football game. Finally, in the second half, some meaningful plays as the third quarter turned on a dime. Parker was up 20-0 at halftime. The third quarter belonged to Janesville Craig as they are now within striking distance. Rich Reynolds and Sean Smith back out at Monterey Stadium in Janesville. So we go into this fourth quarter, though, now with Janesville Parker trying to reestablish itself on the ground, first and goal from the 7-yard line.
Yeah, you know, there's some questions out there. DJ Vance, how banged up is he? Will we see him for the rest of the night? But how nice is it to be able to reach to your third-string running back Thornton, and he can come up as well for you and play well.
Absolutely. We saw him actually wincing on the field, DJ Vance, but Thornton, a nice job of stepping in now. He is still in there as the tailback on first down out of the I formation. He's deep. Tight end goes to the near side. Usually when they do this, they've been running left. They will do that again. A pitch to the left side. Thornton able to pick up some yards as he inches forward toward the goal line and down to the 2 on a gain of 5, and a good job of setting up his blockers. We've seen that play a few times tonight where they move that tight end to the left side. That becomes the strong side, and they run in that direction.
Yeah, look good, but just short of pay dirt. Looks like what? They got a couple of yards, I think?
And just as they do, Thornton comes out. Vance comes back into the ball game. Already with 3 rushing touchdowns, and he might, just might, be going up the middle behind Juan Harris.
Yeah, got to be comforting for Parker fans there.
And the give is going to be Vance behind Harris and into the end zone. Touchdown, his 4th of the night. And I just kind of had a feeling on that snuff that when you smell pay dirt, you might want to run up Harris's backside.
That's not the first time that you've been right on the money here today. I might have to start talking before I buy some lottery tickets this weekend, Rich.
I've been watching football for a while. All it means more than anything else is when I could call a play like that is that I'm old. That's just when I was a young man, I never saw that stuff coming. Now it's like, oh, I see what they're going to do.
Maybe you had a little bit of different focus when you're younger.
Yeah,
other things kind of distracted you more.
Yeah, something about the cheerleaders. Yeah, exactly. So it's a Northern Tool and Equipment timeout. We'll do that. We'll come back for the extra point. It's 26-14. It is Janesville Parker on top. We'll be right back to the Janesville Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. And a big thank you tonight to A-1 Furniture and Mattress, Paul Canarello, all the good people over there as they support high school athletics again and again and again. They are your premier mattress and furniture store, A-1 Furniture and Mattress. So now going for 2 is Janesville Parker. So they changed their mind after the timeout, and it's going to be play action. Bailey rolling left, looking for the end zone. He got it. 2 points right there, and now that extra point that was missed kind of been nullified, and it's out of the equation for Parker.
Certainly had a couple options there. I think he could have probably continued to cut it inside and probably want to get under the end zone as well, but he chose to go kind of to the corner by the pylon, and now 14-point lead for Parker.
And a great play call there by head coach Clayton Krieger. So gives us a little time to talk to you about a few things. We're going to have the Chosen Few Gym, Chosen Few plays of the game. That's going to be coming up. Now, Chosen Few offers classes in MMA, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Thai boxing, and conditioning. They welcome both veterans and beginners to join up at Chosen Few Gym. And just so you know, we will have the Chosen Few Night of Champions. It's number 9, and that is going to be right here on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. That's happening October 1st out at the Monona Terrace.
Great, we'll have to put that one on the calendar. That is always fun to go to. And you know, that MMA, excuse me, and some of those things, they're really crossing more into football and helping out football players nowadays, as well as other sports.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it teaches guys leverage, how to use their hands, how to balance, stuff like that. You see a lot of that. See a lot of linemen taking that as well and taking wrestling.
Discipline?
Yeah, absolutely.
I needed that growing up.
Yeah.
Probably more than I got.
Didn't we all? I've heard some of those stories. And by the way, the last time that MMA was out at the Monona Terrace and Chosen Few, we were there. We were sitting VIP.
Yeah, we had a really, really good time. And
absolutely.
I remember being not very productive the next day.
Yeah, that's all right. That's what it's all about. As the O'Reilly penalty flag rears its ugly head tonight. Not O'Reilly. They're not ugly. Just that penalty flag. That, by the way, is only our 3rd penalty flag of the night. So O'Reilly Auto Parts, thank you for helping perfectionists for over 50 years. Better parts, better prices every day. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Yeah, it's kind of the other side of the coin from last week's contest where we had a whole bunch of penalties.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It's been a well-played ball game tonight. Just the 1 turnover so far this evening as well, so that has been huge. as now it is Craig football down by 2 touchdowns after getting the game within 6. And a big run down the left sideline, still staying in bounds and going strong. Wow, I thought he might have stepped out, but they're going to say that Jacob Noby is in bounds and a big gain, but there it is, the aforementioned O'Reilly Auto Parts penalty flag. It is a hold, and this huge gain is coming back. It nullifies a pickup of 36 yards.
Yeah, Big Colin, I believe it's Wachholtz was trying to get across the field and get the back, but he couldn't quite get to the sideline before he scooted up, but the penalty brings it backwards.
Unfortunate there for the Cougars. Well, we'll see how momentum now has kind of shifted as Craig scored 14 points in the third quarter to bring this game within 6. Parker's been able to answer back. It's going to be up to Craig now to have the answer here offensively against the Vikings.
Yeah, and it'll be curious to see if they continue to be very aggressive and, going for it on 4th down, regardless of how deep they may or may not be in their territory.
Nick Kramer behind center the give, and the ball is on the ground, and there is a huge turnover. As look at that, in the backfield and disrupting everything was Juan Harris. You saw the push that he got. The ball came out, and it's turned over just like that, and the momentum now squarely on the side of the Vikings as they will take over deep in the red zone.
Yeah, and it looked like the ball was put pretty securely right in the running back's gut, but I'm not sure if he didn't secure it or a knee popped it out or what happened there, Rich.
Gotta figure that might end up being the play of the game and maybe one of the chosen few plays of the game. Again, that's coming up right after the game tonight.
At first, I thought number 76 ate it.
I tell you what, first he's eating chimichangas. Now he's actually eating the football itself. Wow. Look at the backside. I mean, that is a huge guy. Vance is going to run right behind him, and he is going to get plowed under, though, for a short gain there for DJ Vance. As actually not too bad, maybe picked up 5 yards on first down did DJ Vance, who has 4 rushing touchdowns tonight. Every Viking touchdown has been the courtesy of DJ Vance.
Brennan Markwart with a tackle there for Craig.
He's had a nice game tonight, and he's had a tough assignment. A lot of times he's been right across from Juan Harris, and that's a big guy to go up against.
Certainly, 395 pounds if you're just joining us.
That's the biggest guy we've seen all year by a long shot. That's bigger than almost everybody you will see on Sundays.
Oh, without question.
And now he's pulling, actually, as Vance is going to follow him once again. Off the left side is going to be near another courtesy Ford first down. And I think he got it as he picks up 7 to the 5-yard line. First and goal now for the Vikings. And, we had a game earlier this year, the first game of the season. Caden Lyles, who's heading to the University of Wisconsin, was actually our player of the game. He was the Anderson for Senate MVP. How many times you see that happen with a guard? Maybe it happens again here tonight. Juan Harris has been pretty darn good.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Lyles has a brother that's currently with the Badgers.
He is, yeah, and he is a backup quarterback. So.
Talented family.
Absolutely. First and goal now for the Vikings. They're trying to put this game away. It had just gotten close. Thornton, though, is going to get eaten up in the backfield and just did a good job to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Jared Costello kind of grabbed him by the shoelace and would not let go until his buddies came in and kind of corralled him down.
Thornton tonight, 6 carries, 29 yards, as Jordan Bailey getting the signal right now and will bring the play in, and no particular rush right now for Parker with a 14-point lead.
And the clock goes tick, tick, tick.
And all the Parker fans are happy with that. Good shot there. As again now bringing that tight end to the left side. They almost go exclusively left when they do this. They do it again as it's DJ Vance. He avoids one tackler, gets near the goal line, diving forward to about the 2.
Tegan Christensen eventually taking him down for Craig. He's their leading Cougar tackler for the season.
So 3rd and goal, they'll spot it just outside the 1-yard line. And so, now I called it the last time. They went behind Juan Harris. When they're this close to the goal line, I think they go there again.
I'm not going to call you a genius for calling that, but I think that's a smart move.
If I was coaching, that's where I'm going. I'm going to run right between the 7 and the 6. So 3rd and goal here. You got to figure that Craig's thinking that too. Vance the tailback. Nope. It's going to be Bailey who dives forward behind that big offensive line Touchdown, Parker, as they now go up 3 scores as the line has started to dominate here in quarter number 4.
You know, sometimes it's just kind of a cat and mouse game. You know, I think most of us thought going to follow number 76 there, and hey, outsmart him and have the QB do a little keeper, and worked out.
You got to figure Coach McCormick was thinking the same thing, and so you sell out behind that. Parker goes a different direction. It works for them. It's the shortest direction of the end zone, and just like that, when this game was close at 20-14, Parker has blown it open, as it is now 34-14, as the extra point, I believe, was no good. 34-14 our score at the Janesville Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. Big thank you to Todd Cadle and the team at Lexus of Madison for supporting youth athletics. Visit Lexus of Madison and engage in the Lexus experience. That's what that drummer's having right there. He's having a Lexus experience. Top of the line drumming.
Man, nothing like a Lexus experience. I can only guess. Right. I've never had one.
If you have a problem with a Lexus, maybe you can get the auto parts at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts bringing us our penalty flags here tonight. I'm trying to do the whole segue thing.
You got it, dude. You should do radio. Oh,
yeah.
You have for decades, right?
Yeah, people have told me that. Yeah, you should be on the radio. If only a program director believed I should be on the radio. Wouldn't that be nice?
You and me both, buddy.
Yeah, 34-14 our score, and kind of surprising here as we'll keep it here, talk a little bit about what's developed here in the second half. It was 20-0 Parker at halftime. Craig came out and made it a close game. 20-14 was our score, but now Parker has turned it loose. 3 unanswered touchdowns.
Yeah, kind of a lot of peaks and valleys. Started out early, as you said, with Parker dominating. Craig bouncing back to kick off the second half, and looks like Parker's in control right now, but hey, still 8:05 remaining.
Yeah, and you would think, I mean, if you're Craig, you got to score quick, down by 3 scores. We have seen, though, Nick Kramer does have the ability to chuck it up long, so you got to figure that we're going to be seeing a little more of that over the final 8 minutes of this football game. Great shot there. You see the grass kind of glistening as well. A lot of rain in the area all day today. We haven't seen any tonight. That's a good thing. And the other good thing is, in spite of the rain that we saw today, this field has held up pretty well. You're not seeing huge divots come out of here, huge chunks of grass or anything like that. So a great job by whoever the grounds crew is of maintaining this surface on real wet conditions.
Yeah, we were out there earlier during the pregame, and yeah, footing seemed great. No surprises so far.
This is one of those games, too. I remember playing football when the grass is a little bit wet. It makes it a little bit better as far as getting hit. You don't stick into the ground quite as much. There's a little give to it, a little slide. So always a good thing. 1st and 10, Kramer dropping back. Has time, airs it out. Deep to the near sideline. Has a man, Malminger at the 29-yard line. Hey, I'm getting good at calling these, man. Kind of figured that it was coming. Pickup of 26 yards and a courtesy forward 1st down.
Yeah, Kyle Fuller with the tackle. 40 got behind him by a step or 2. Then he kind of tripped him up.
Malminger, 2 catches on the evening, that's it. But 53 yards, that's a good average.
Yeah, certainly. He's got 4 touchdown catches on the year heading into the campaign.
So 1st and 10 now for Craig, play action. Once again, Kramer looks out into the flat and overshoots Malminger at about the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, it looked like he went in the flat there. I think he might have originally wanted to go for the screen, but didn't feel good about tossing that. So I don't know if that was a toss in the flat or just kind of a throwaway.
Few choices tonight might be DJ Vance for the Anderson for Senate Most Valuable Player. Phil Anderson is on hand, and he is the Libertarian running for Senate in the state of Wisconsin. So we'll have that award at the conclusion of tonight's game. 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. Good shot there. Kramer under center. Usually when they pass, they like to do play action. As this time, though, no play action. Just give it up the middle to DJ Sweeney, as it's a DJ battle tonight. Sweeney versus Vance. What do they call a DJ battle when it's actual DJs battling?
I don't know. I think we'd have to ask Eminem and 8 Mile.
Oh, really? Yeah, see?
And I'm spacing it right now. I feel like I should know this,
You
too.
should know this.
Yeah, I'm
Didn't you
shaming.
work for Jams at one time?
I did. I did. Thanks for bringing that up, Rich. Man, how many of my disappointments can you share?
Oh, come on.
No, I loved it there. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
They're down at 4, we'll call it, as Kramer now buying some time in the pocket. He's going to run out of it, and he's going to lose the football as Jacobson is there. Did he get it? He did indeed. As another turnover, as I don't think Kramer smelled that one coming. The ball was poked away. The Vikings pick up on it, and that might be the first nail in the coffin.
Great hustle and continued pursuit. I believe that was 25 for Parker. Got past the quarterback, didn't stop hustling, had to come back, and ended up with the sack.
Yeah, and I think on the play, if you're
fumble.
Kramer, you think he's behind you at that point. You don't worry about him anymore. He lost track of him and then ended up losing the football. Big turnover once again. Craig now has turned the ball over on consecutive drives, and that has stalled them from getting back into this football game. And if you're Parker right now, you're in a great spot. You're already good at running the football. Now you just need to grind about 7 minutes of clock out. They're pretty good at that.
Yeah, they sure are. When you have the options that they have between Vance and Jacobson, and, the backup, Thornton, we saw the backup to the backup, I guess you would say. He's been effective as well.
Absolutely. It's Jacobson and Vance in the backfield right now. The give to Vance. Little stutter step. Nice footwork as Vance keeps moving forward across the 30 out to the 34-yard line on a pickup of 6. DJ Vance has been the workhorse tonight, as so far tonight that was carry number 26 for Vance, as Vance 26 carries, over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns on the night. Good shot of us up there in the press box. Even better shot when you start pulling away from us and you don't have to look at our faces anymore.
Yeah, that's for sure. Quinn Kuiper with a tackle there.
Great job by Macy out there on the sidelines. As we bring it back to camera 1, that's Colton who's manning that. Look at camera 2. I'm getting used to this now. I can almost direct this game, Ken, as the give is going to be up the middle to Jacobson, who barrels ahead for a first down and more. A courtesy forward first down as Ed Jacobson gets his 13th carry of the night.
I think we'll keep Ken down there. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, indeed, man. These games have looked fantastic. And I tell you what, no one's going to be able to replicate what like NBC could do on Sunday Night Football when they got a 12-camera shoot going and they got guys that have been working football games for 30 years. But I tell you what, for local programming and taking a look at high school football, this is about as good as it gets. This game looks beautiful when you're watching it.
Yeah, and it's been kind of enlightening for me working the past couple of weeks because, much like you've been a radio guy for a long time, for 15 years, and this is my first kind of dab into TV, and it's cool learning the new, hey, you got a bunch of camera people, you got sideline reporters, you got the guys in the booth, directors, producers, everybody doing their part to help out, and it's been fun.
On the Prairie Land Towing replay, absolutely. It's always fun to work with you. Did you see that block by Jacobson? A pancake block by Jacobson. That's not the first time tonight that he's been able to do that in the interior. I love watching him play. He's had a nice night.
Yeah, and he's a great two-way player on defense. He helps them out playing linebacker, leading the team with, I think he's got a forced fumble over the year, and he's good player, Jacobson. Can run with it, can play D. See a lot of two-way in high school football.
Parker doing a good job of running out the clock. As you see there, Bailey taking a look at his coach and getting the play clock down and then giving to Jacobson up the middle, who breaks out almost on cue. We were talking about him. He refuses to go down until he's buried finally at the 12. Did the ball come out? It did.
It did.
And it goes to Craig. Oh, my goodness. After a pickup of 44 yards, Jacobson coughs it up. Craig will get the football as, boy, oh boy, Jacobson did everything right on that one except hold on to the football.
Yeah, when you saw it right at the end, he tried to wrap it up with two hands, but a defender already had his hand in there and ripped it out.
Boy, oh boy, so a last bit of life here for Janesville Craig as they're going to have to turn it into some quick points as Kramer and company take over on offense one more time.
Yeah, and a field goal doesn't help you in this situation. It's a 3-possession game. You're going to have to find the end zone.
They need touchdowns and need them quick and onside kicks and all that kind of good stuff. I mean, at this point, it would be akin to a Seahawks comeback in an NFC title game.
You had to bring that up, didn't you, Rich? Yeah, with a big smile on your face, too. I'm not looking at you right now. Yeah, we can tell you're not smiling with that chuckle.
I'm not smiling. I'm not. I was trying to relate it to something that all of our viewers would be familiar with.
Yeah, what he meant to say is he's only smiling on the outside.
So, second down coming up as Kramer ends up getting sacked on the play. Second down as Kramer's still rolling around and is going to toss it out to Malminger. Nice completion. Malminger brings it in across the 30 to the 35 and picks up another 24 yards on the toss. Boy, when Kramer and Malminger hook up, they hook up for big yardage.
Yeah, and that was a sweet little toss. You had to show some touch there. Like Brett Favre never had that touch. He'll throw it 5 billion miles an hour regardless if the guy's 50 yards away or 5 inches. That was a nice little pitch and catch there.
So 1st and 10 after the courtesy forward. First down as Kramer rolling to his left, being chased, still on the move. He's going to pick up a first down and slide out of bounds as he gets to midfield. And a nice pickup of 15 yards and a courtesy forward first down.
So interesting to see. Can they get to the end zone here and make a game of it once again? We know the clock's working against them, so it's almost like you're playing 2 teams right now instead of 1.
Boy, it's kind of funny. I mean, boy, when they got it to within 20 to 14, all the momentum in the world was on their side.
Now, why did he not run out of bounds there?
I don't know. He kind of slid, and I think, are they keeping the clock running? Is that what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
As we see now some confusion here as the refs are going to talk about it. And I think
Maybe
Coach McCormick had the same question.
Sure.
You know, was he out of bounds? Does that stop the clock? And we'll see if we got a clock fixing kind of a thing that needs to go on. Hey, while we're waiting for that to happen, you can check out kjsellsmadison.com and let KJ's experience work for you. Kirsten Goggin from Century 21. She is Dane County's premier realtor. Also, a big thank you to Brian Olson at Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning. Air conditioning sounds good tonight. Go to dalesheating.com to find out how you can get your dryer vents cleaned for free, putting your comfort first.
I wonder if my dryer vents need cleaning.
Probably. They almost always do. Ours did. It wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you could burn your house down by not cleaning out the dryer vents.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Especially if somebody's going to check it for free for you. Let them take care of it.
Absolutely. I think that it's recommended to do once a year, so call Dale's for that. Especially if you have a lot of clothes. I don't know. Rolling right as Kramer airs it out once again, and it's picked off. Looking for Malminger at the 30-yard line, and Parker's going to seal the win with that one. But wait, hold on. There was a late O'Reilly's Auto Parts penalty flag on the play.
Yeah, Jaden Ellis doing a nice job breaking on the ball, getting in front of the potential receiver there.
Well, let's see what the call is here. This could be huge. As the O'Reilly Auto Parts, hey, better parts, better prices every day. O'Reilly Auto Parts, they haven't been getting a lot of love tonight, so there hasn't been a lot of flags. But we'll see what the call is here. That could have almost iced the game for Parker at this point. Although they got a sneaking suspicion that they're going to win. Personal foul, and it goes against Parker.
Was it post-possession?
It looks like it was. Yep, the official is signaling first down, Parker. So I tell you what, in the whole grand scheme of things, if you're the Vikings and Coach Krieger, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the dagger right there, you kind of feel like, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you'll take the ball and the penalty every single time. So that one might wrap things up here. As a big thank you to Paul Canarell, the good people over at A-1 Furniture and Mattress, your premier mattress and furniture store. They bring us this bowl series. We go from one historic stadium in Janesville this week and Monterey Stadium to a historic one next week. Breese Stevens Field will be the site of the Mad City Bowl. Madison West at Madison East. Regents, Pergolders, always good stuff.
Yes, certainly. Growing up, as I said earlier, a Madison West guy, and loved playing East. Loved playing all the Madison, big rivalries with Memorial as well. And, Middleton really started evolving when I was growing up to have pretty good football and hockey teams as well.
You know, it's kind of funny as you talk about the Regents, the give's going to be to Donaldson, and he picks up a few yards. I actually learned some Madison history. I always wondered, as a person who moved to Madison in 1992, why the heck was that Madison West? Because it didn't seem like it was that far west. Memorial's way further west.
Sure.
There's a whole west side that came up to it. But I guess where the cemetery is, that's near the high school there, that was the end of town at one point.
Crazy.
Before after that it was farms. There was a cemetery and then farms, and then they started building up after that, like in the 50s.
Yeah, kind of like past West Town was country. And now it's all built up with houses and things like that.
But that was the west end of town. That's why
I think there used to be a Madison Central High School, too.
Is that right?
Back in the day, I want to say some of my old-timer buddies have told me.
Yeah, okay. I love hearing about that stuff. I like the history.
Yeah. Shoot, I love history. I didn't like it growing up, but I guess you get older and it's a little bit more interesting. Are we getting old?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dang it all.
The older that you get, the more history is interesting because you've lived a lot of it at that point. Yeah? Just
we're getting all dusty up here, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we got a Northern Tool and Equipment timeout right now. Just to let you know, Northern Tool and Equipment is located off the West Beltline in Madison behind Culver's. You can access over 40,000 tools there, or otherwise visit northerntool.com to sign up for some great deals. Let's take a break. We'll be back with the conclusion of this one. You're watching the Janesville Bowl presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. Third down and short coming up for the Vikings as we're back out at Monterey Stadium. This time the tight end moves over to the right side. That's the strong side. Do they run strong? Before anything can happen, we're going to see an O'Reilly Auto Parts flag and a false start against the Vikings. That play was just discombobulated.
Yeah, it sure was. Those big guys get a little excited. Get a little bit excited.
Third penalty against the Vikings tonight. Hasn't been a lot of laundry out on the field, and that's a good thing. As you take a look at the Parker cheerleaders, they've had a lot to cheer about tonight as we have seen DJ Vance go off. Nice game by Jacobson as well. Hey, even Thornton tonight had himself a nice game as the third tailback.
Go three deep. It kind of seems like we're watching the Wisconsin Badgers sometimes with all those tailbacks.
Good stuff, and on a balmy night like this, that's a good thing to have, that kind of depth at tailbacks. You don't wear any one back out. Third down and 7, and the give's going to be to Vance over the left side. Breaks away from one tackler, keeps fighting forward, and gets really close to first down yardage. The official on the far sideline had a pretty good spot for him, but I still think it's going to be about a yard shy.
Yeah, a triplet of individuals in there on the tackle for the Cougars. Maybe even 4. Is that a quartet?
Quartet.
Nice.
Yeah, very good.
My dad was in a barbershop quartet. Speaking of history.
I love barbershop quartet.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. You know, you hear that music nowadays and people are like, what the heck is that?
You got to be in the right mood for it. It works really well at like amusement parks and baseball games.
Sure.
Like if you want that old-timey kind of fun sound, barbershop quartet's perfect for that.
Absolutely.
So definitely like that. Hey, by the way, want to thank Blowing Smoke Barbecue in Wanakee, as they specialize in Kansas City-style barbecue, offer great dining service, catering for parties large and small, and always good beer on hand. They even have some beer from Octopi Brewing in Wanakee as well. So good stuff.
I don't think I've tried that beer.
No?
No.
They do some cool things at Octopi Brewing. So what they do, they'll actually like brew one beer and then brew its exact opposite.
Oh, really?
And then brew both at the same time.
Huh.
So say like the opposite of a Scottish ale might be a, really bitter IPA.
Okay.
So one's really sweet and malty and one's really bitter and hoppy, and they'll brew those two and contrast them so when they brew them together. It's kind of cool stuff. Anyways, you can check it out at Blowing Smoke Barbecue up in Wanakee. Let's take a Northern Tool and Equipment timeout. We'll be right back to the Janesville Bowl presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. On Saturday Night Live, Alec Baldwin played a character with the last name Schweddy. That's kind of apropos here tonight. They had some fun with that as we're a little Schweddy up in the press box. First down run by Jordan Bailey, a courtesy Ford first down on 4th down, and that is going to do it here tonight in a Vikings victory.
Sometimes I wonder how you don't get in more trouble, Rich. Sometimes I wonder. Some people must really like you.
I really try to get in trouble.
You do. It's like you're pushing the envelope, poking the animal.
The way that I look at it is, you gotta walk that line, you know. And I like going right on top of the line. Every once in a while, I'll just step right all over.
Nothing like giving your boss a heart attack or cardiac arrest. Nice.
Hopefully, everybody gets a good laugh out of some of the stuff that we talk about.
For sure.
That would be nice.
We love football, but hey, you got to have a little color, right?
Absolutely, and I hope everybody's having a good time. I know they are on the Parker sideline, and Craig had its moment in this game. They were almost back into it at 20-14, and then Parker was able to take over. A couple of turnovers along the way definitely helped the cause as well. As now it's just going to be a couple knees here for Parker. And again, next week we're going to be at the Mad City Bowl, Madison West and Madison East. That game, by the way, is going to be at Breese Stevens Field. Also, as long as you like watching football here on Channel 57, why not watch East Carolina take on Virginia Tech? That's going to be Saturday, September 24th. The kickoff is at 11:30 a.m. right here on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. So all good stuff. Big thank you tonight as well to you, Snuff. I appreciate you coming out for a couple of weeks, sitting in for Mark Martinez. So that definitely helped him.
A lot of fun, new experience for me. I really enjoyed it. And keep me in mind if you're looking for help in the future, please.
Absolutely. We will. Would love to have you back. Good job tonight. Camera one, there's Colton over there. By the way, Colton might be the best-looking cameraman in the history of all cameramen. Have you seen what most cameramen look like? Colton does not fit that mold, so.
Just a little strange when all I can see from Colton is his backside.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Whatever works for you, Rich, whatever works.
A good job by everybody tonight. Janet and Ellen with the sideline reports. Ken, Brennan, Antonia underneath as well. Macy on the sidelines. Good stuff from everybody putting together a fine product here tonight. The ones who did the worst jobs were up in the press box here. Rich Reynolds and Sean Smith. Our final score tonight is Janesville Parker 34, Janesville Craig 14 here at the Janesville Bowl in Monterey Stadium, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress. We got a lot to get to. So we got the trophy presentation coming up. We have the Anderson for Senate Most Valuable Player coming up. We'll also have the Chosen Few Chosen Few plays of the game. Lots and lots of stuff. So make sure you stick around. We're going to have all of that for you. Coming up next, here from Monterey Stadium in Janesville, it's the Janesville Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Channel 57 Sports. Back at Monterey Stadium in Janesville tonight, our final Janesville Parker 34, Janesville Craig 14 in a game that got close there in the third quarter, but then Parker was able to pull away, and it mostly came on the feet of DJ Vance and Ed Jacobson and that big Viking offensive line.
Yeah, boy, they did a really, really good job. And then Thornton got, a little playing time. We were a little concerned for injury with Vance there in the second half, but he wasn't out for too long and came in and kind of helped pound Parker to victory.
Yes, absolutely. Good way to put it. As we'll take a look at some of the plays that made that possible, brought to us by Chosen Few Gym. Let's line them up. It's the Chosen Few plays of the game. And DJ Vance on the night, the leading tailback in yardage in the Big 8, and that's why right there. That was a 22-yard touchdown run. By the way, that was also his first carry of the night. He followed it up a little bit later on. This is a 30-yard run snuff down the left sideline, and look at that.
But the only thing that stopped him was the slippery turf there that you were talking about earlier in the contest.
That was fun. Here on 16 yards on the pitch play, and he goes in untouched thanks to the right side of his line and Ed Jacobson. Great blocking.
Yeah, great vision, great power. He's got it all.
And here comes some speed after a stiff arm and breaking an arm tackle. DJ Vance doing it all, going out of bounds after a run of 24. And then why not? Touchdown number 4 on the night. DJ Vance unofficially 231 yards, 4 touchdowns, and pretty easy to see, Snuff, why he is the leading rusher in a really good Big 8 conference.
Yeah, certainly. Boy, yeah, the vision, the balance. And what really impresses me possibly the most is his patience. A lot of times you just get so antsy. You know, maybe you see some open field, he just boom, barrel ahead. He waits and sets up his blockers very, very well.
And that's why he was the Anderson for Senate Most Valuable Player tonight, and why he's really displayed often here in the chosen few plays of the game. A win tonight for Parker. They're 2-3. They're kind of back in the playoff mix. They're going to have to rattle off a few more wins, 3 out of the next 4 games for them to get into the playoff hunt. But it seems like Coach Krieger feels pretty confident they could do it.
Yeah, he kind of said it all starts tonight, and they took care of business, and we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, going to be exciting for us next week. We're going to be at the Mad City Bowl. It's going to be Madison West at Madison East Bree Stevens Field, and we hope you tune in for that. All right, we're going to head on down to the field. We got some trophies to go ahead and give away. Our final tonight, 34-14 Parker over Craig here at Monterey Stadium in the Janesville Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Wisconsin's 57 Sports.
Conclusion of the A-1 Furniture High School Bowl Series. This is the Janesville Bowl. Cross-town rivals. Janesville Parker Vikings just overtook the Janesville Craig Cougars. Congratulations to the team, to the coach. We've got some awards to give away tonight. We have the MVP award coming up next. Ellen, tell us about this award.
We do, and this award is thanks to Phil Anderson, and he's going to actually present it for us today. Phil, I'll let you take it away.
Congratulations to DJ Vance, the MVP of the Craig versus Parker game. 4 touchdowns, over 200 yards on the ground. Excellent job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tonight we have this big trophy to give away to the Vikings. We're going to do that right after this. You're watching Wisconsin's 57 Sports.
Of the A-1 Furniture and Mattress Janesville Bowl. It has been a great game, and Janesville Parker has taken home the big trophy. Janet, we got to give this big trophy away.
If I can lift it off the table, this thing is very heavy. It's
huge.
This is thanks to A-1 Furniture. We're going to present this to the Vikings and to Coach Krieger here. Congratulations on tonight's win.
Thank you very much.
Very good job. There you go. Over the mic to Rich and Sean. They're going to ask you a few questions about tonight's game.
Yeah, thanks, Janet. And Coach, you know, you talked about it before the game, about being, able to run the ball. You guys did that, and so well tonight, having 2 backs over 100 yards, 1 over 200 yards. If you could talk a little bit about that running game, how dominant was your offensive line?
Yeah, absolutely. DJ got the MVP. Our running back, Ed Jacobson, did a great job, but our offensive line and our receivers just blocked the heck out of it, and our quarterback, Jordan Bailey, did a great job leading the offense, and it was just a good win for us.
Coach, it was looking like it might be a blowout today, but I'll tell you what, the opponent came out in the second half and made some things happen, made a game of it. What do you think some of the keys were to getting back control of that momentum?
Yeah, we have a lot of confidence in our defense and our secondary, and our linebackers and our D-line did a great job too. We have a lot of confidence in our defense, and Coach Shue puts a good game plan every single week, and our defense came through at the end.
So you talked about it before the game too. You got to win 4 out of 5 to get to the playoffs. Step number 1's out of the way, isn't it?
Step number 1's done. We got to get better next week. Yep.
That was a big win tonight for Parker. Huge one, 34-14 in the Janesville Bowl. Congratulations to Coach Krieger and all of the Vikings tonight who just dominated on the line of scrimmage. So, guys, tremendous job. Yeah, awesome win. For Sean Smith, Janet Cresson, Ellen Barrett, everybody, all the cameramen, producers, and everyone else, it has been our pleasure to bring you the Janesville Bowl. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you next week as you've been watching the Janesville Bowl presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. Good night.